This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night one and feel your bedding get softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code CUMULUS. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Just a Mario and Andretti on the road, driving to the track last May. Weaving in and out, wasn't any doubt. Ooh, on my way. Doing 85 when right before my eyes, over 1,000 cars before me. When the traffic wouldn't flow, I was just a Mario, but the race went on without me. Just a Mario and Andretti on the road, driving to the track last May. Weaving in and out, wasn't any doubt. Ooh, on my way. Doing 85 when right before my eyes, over 1,000 cars before me. When the traffic wouldn't flow, I was just a Mario, but the race went on without me. 'Cause I got stuck in traffic. Nobody's cars moving. Nobody's cars moving. I ain't going nowhere. Ain't going, not going. I'm just at a standstill. Hey, get out of my way. What's going on up there? Turn on the radio. They're playing Back Home again. It's 11 o'clock. Oh, no, it's Mrs. Holman's voice. Skippity boppity bibbity boppity, gentlemen, start your engines. I got stuck in traffic. Nobody's cars moving. Nobody's cars moving. At a standstill, hey, get out of my way. Somebody move that van. I can't believe this. Why me all the time? Let's move it, people. Now cut that out. Stop it. I got stuck in traffic. Oh, please, somebody move it. I beg somebody move it. But nobody moves for me.
I like to take a moment to gather my thoughts and then say, good morning, race day 2023. The 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Race day broadcast. I'll say hello to Christy Lee.
Hi, Chick.
Tom is clearly not ready. I'll say hello to Josh Arnold.
Chick.
I'll say hello to Ace Cosby.
Hey.
We have our correspondents all over the Speedway. I am Chick McGee, and here is Looking like he's on the air for the first time. It's Tom Griswold. Hello, Tom.
I need Paul Page here to help me. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
The 107th running of the Indianapolis 500 set for today. And let's get right to it. The weather couldn't be better. Christy, what's the story?
Well, it's going to be overcast all day and a high of 80. And then cloudy tonight down to 57. Some sunshine for your Memorial Day barbecue. And warming up to 85. Currently 58 degrees.
So no need for sunscreen today. You cannot get sunburn when it's overcast.
Shut up, you
true.
moron.
Oh, that's not true.
No.
Oh.
Start off with stupidity.
He's hit the ground running.
It's unbelievable.
I read otherwise.
Yeah, but that means it'll be a little bit faster because the track won't be that hot. Right.
It'll be a lot more comfortable for those of us sitting in the stands.
Not so
That's the way I look at it.
It's too sunny.
Oh, my seats are.
You're not in the suite?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, she's in the suite. There's no difference between her at the track or at home. It's all just beautiful.
I am not in a suite. I sit up in the stands.
Just like regular people.
All right, now,
How nice of you.
We go to somewhere within the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We have Willie, I believe, ready. Willie, can you hear me?
Yeah, gang, how you doing? Good morning.
Oh, good.
Morning.
That's a good signal. Oh,
Good
perfect.
morning.
Tell us what you see.
Well, we see the people walking in, but I'm really focused on what people are drinking at the track today.
Okay.
And so these are the best morning drinks at the Indianapolis 500. First, we have the track Bloody Mary, and that is a Coors Light with 2 ketchup packets stirred in.
Fair enough.
We also, my favorite, this is the track Mimosa. Christy, you'll love this. It is a Sunny D with white wine and 2 ice cubes.
Actually, I would drink that.
That sounds, hell, I like the ketchup packet one. That sounded fine to me.
And then finally, we have the track Espresso Martini, which is just a Yoo-hoo, and you pour in a little bit of Dark Eyes vodka in that thing.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Willie, back up. What a Yoo-hoo and vodka?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. That sounds
How about
great.
vodka with anything?
Yeah. You put some vodka. Mark, you could put vodka in the Sunny D. That'd be fine.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think kids do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, squeeze it right into your mouth. Tom.
And now, visibly, anyone seen drinking already?
Oh, yeah.
Kidding?
Yeah, this is the Indianapolis 500, Tom Griswold. They start drinking early around here, and they started early. As a matter of fact, on the way in on the media cart, there was folks that were carrying in cases of beer on their shoulders as they came into the track. I'm not sure how they're going to keep it cold, but maybe the other guy had the cooler in the ice.
Here's something I'm going to say because I was watching the TV stations early. Apparently, there's a new doodad on the security, and you don't have to go through anything. They don't have to open up anything. You just walk by these examiners, these pillars, if you will, and they see everything, and everything's going to be a lot quicker. And a lot easier.
And they give you a certificate telling you how your
safer.
Heart rate is. And
Yes.
Yeah, it's a quick MRI is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Know your prostate's doing, fellas. Very, very convenient.
I think that's in turn 3, the prostate examination.
I see. Well,
Hey, Tom Griswold, I have a quick question for you. Do you understand exactly how big the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is as far as the actual infield and the space that it contains?
I know they always say you can put several stadiums in here.
Well, I have the facts here. You could actually fit all 14 Big Ten conference football stadiums inside the track.
Wow.
Yeah. Get this. This is the other cool thing, too. In addition, you could put in Churchill Downs, Yankee Stadium, the Rose Bowl Stadium, Vatican City, the Taj Mahal, the White House, Liberty Island, and the Roman Coliseum would all be contained inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Huh.
So it's big.
It is.
It's very big. So if you get here early, make sure you have time to walk to get to your seats because it is quite a vast amount of space to walk across if you have to.
Okay. Now, Willie, have you heard the NBA sports update? I know you have some serious cash on this.
You know what? I thought we were talking about racing this morning. I don't know why you guys have to bring this up. I came to work. I'm having a nice day. But, yes, the Heat did lose last night.
The Boston Celtics said when they were down 3-0, they said, don't let us win one. Don't let us win one. Well, they won their third last night and even things up at 3 games apiece. Celtics 104, Miami Heat 103 on a putback as time expired. So that forces Game 7 tomorrow night in Boston at the Garden. Game 7, anything can happen, Wilbur. I'm deeply and thoroughly I offer my condolences. I don't know what's going to happen.
Willie, can you explain your bet?
Well, yeah, I bet $40 about a month and a half ago that the Heat were going to win the NBA Finals. I could have cashed it out Monday morning for $900.
Right.
It is now down to a $250 cash out.
Oh, what are you going to do, Willie?
But
speaking of basketball,
Tuesday morning, if the Celtics win, you cash it out for nothing. Oh, sorry, Willie. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But speaking ball, we did see, this is the track tally of things we've seen today. And so far I have seen I've seen 3 Reggie Miller jerseys. I have seen 2 Peyton Manning jerseys. And I have seen 1 drunk dude tearing down a Bud Light promo display. So it's been a fun morning over here.
Now, you'll find Mark Allison and Willie in their official blue Bob and Tom yellow shirts.
Oh, yeah.
They look like yellow shirts, but they are blue.
They're lovely blue.
That's a great look for you guys.
A nice Columbia fishing shirt.
Tom, you'll be happy to hear this. I was watching a replay of the Survivor finale, and guess who else was wearing this exact same shirt, but without the Bob and Tom Show logo?
Would that be the host, Jeff Probst?
Right. Jeff Probst had on this exact shirt without the Bob and Tom Show logo, and my wife said, "Hey, Jeff Probst is wearing your shirt."
Okay, and I need to warn you guys at the track, Willie and Mark, we can see you now for the first time in broadcasting history. Can you see us?
Party people?
So my point is, when I'm talking and making a point, you guys can't go blah blah blah. Chicks talking. Yeah, because I can see you. I can see everybody. Oh, who's that feminina walking behind you there? What the hell?
Tell her she's hot. Tell her she's hot.
It's race day!
Race day in Indianapolis. Everybody celebrate.
Well, see, now I'm disappointed. I thought you were out there in the snake pit drinking up some beers.
This is just where we're starting.
Yeah, they're just getting
okay.
all together there.
We had to coordinate in a central location, or we'd be wandering around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway looking for our blue shirts.
I have a feeling it's going to look...
Has anyone seen Willie?
I have a feeling by the end of the day it's going to be like those pictures of presidents when they get into office, when they leave office.
Yeah.
But it'll be me and Mark. My shirt's going to be off. I'll have a sleeve ripped off like Larry the Cable Guy.
That's right.
Oh, your shirt will be off, that's for sure.
And I'll be wearing a Serb Dude the party night, but it'll be a White Claw case this time.
And by the way, just as a heads up, too, for folks coming in, Doug Bowles has said this is going to be the busiest Indianapolis 500 since the 100th running in 2016. They're expecting massive crowds, so leave early, take your time, don't get stuck in traffic, and it's going to be a quick way in. Like Tom mentioned, they've got a new entrance way to search people, so it's all really quick. You just come right in, and in case they do find something on you, you go to a secondary inspection, and that's where it all goes down.
Oh, or up.
We are we are worldwide on YouTube right now.
Okay.
And also, the audio from today's show is worldwide on Bob and Tom 24/7, and we're also on our VIP stream. But if you go to the Bob and Tom YouTube channel, you can see the guys right now at race headquarters for the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. And the weather today, once again, Christy, give me the quick forecast.
Overcast and a high of 80. Couldn't get much better.
Perfect.
And Mark is right. It's supposed to be very busy today. They're saying upwards of 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
That's just in the first
Josh,
half
shut
hour.
up.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
It'll be several 100,000 people. Thank you very much.
What?
The largest aggregation of humanity in history. Now, you talked about the special search thing. Coming up in the news, we have a guy who will not be trying to sneak in because he was caught in an Indiana jail smuggling scissors in his ass.
In his ass.
Yes, we have the story. The LaPorte County Jail. The arrest, it's described as the arrestee's anal cavity. So I don't think anybody will be trying to be sneaking a pair of scissors into the track today.
No.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
no.
What would you be cutting up?
I got some paper dolls to make later.
Okay. So, once again, Willie, sorry about the betting. Did you hear that Shaq is not going to be there?
Oh, really?
I did.
Yeah, I canceled yesterday.
Yeah,
bummer.
that
He-
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, he said that the Eastern Conference Finals went on too long, so he couldn't make it.
Okay.
I don't know what.
So you're telling me that Shaq can't get in a private jet after last night's game
See,
and
that's
make,
the thing. That's the
make
thing.
it today by noon?
Right.
BS.
Yeah.
I call BS.
Maybe a private jet can take off with Shaq.
Because Shaq was going to be hosting.
Yeah, what he's going to do a DJ set, isn't it? DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel.
Yeah.
It isn't Shaq. It's DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel, man.
Yeah, he sent me a text. He was really sad about it. I am a general rewards member, so I do get all the texts from Shaquille O'Neal at least twice a month, and he's really torn up about it.
Very nice, very nice.
Okay, now you guys are going to be wandering the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Before we sign off, anything else in this first break, Willie?
I mean, not too much. Last night to prep, I watched my favorite movie, the favorite Indiana sports movie. I'm sure you guys knew it too. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Turbo.
Cars.
Turbo. Yes, that's right. Turbo with Ryan Reynolds, and that's where a snail races in the Indy 500. And I know you're saying, Willie, how can a snail race in the Indy 5?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, he gets infused with nitrous, like the fellas in the Fast and Furious.
Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, so I came down to the track, and I tried to get a little nitrous. Some hippie gave me a balloon. I passed out in the snake pit 15 minutes.
I was lucky I found him before we started the broadcast.
Okay.
And Chick McGee also, instead of playing Susie Quattro if things get slow, I have 7 pages of interesting fun facts about the Indianapolis 500.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, hold on to that, Mark. Not right now. We'll have those later. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Coming up, we're going to talk with a bunch of drivers. We've had a great opportunity to speak to them, including Alex Ballou, who is leading the field today. And also, special thanks to the A.J. Foyt team, Santino Ferrucci. He's doing a special thing today. He's running courtesy of ABC. He is running for the Homes for Our Troops, which is a great program that ABC Supply is doing a special matching funds thing on. We'll hear about that coming up. Right now, we're going to take a short break. We'll find out who's going to be where in the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we have an interesting Greg Warren update. Ladies and gentlemen, our good friend, comedian Greg Warren, you might have seen him written up in the New York Times. That's all coming up. We'll be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
Okay, what do you got over there, Chick?
Well, I'm just telling you.
These are just the facts. These are just the facts.
I don't want to piss you off. But
You already did.
Fine, I'll just leave. Go ahead and do the show.
The Boston Celtics saved their season last night. It was amazing. If you watch the actual live, Derek White, a last-second putback. Celtics force a Game 7 tomorrow night at Boston Garden between the Celtics and the Heat. 104-103, Boston winning in Miami last night. So,
Which means
Game 7 tomorrow night.
Which means Willie's bet.
Oh, it all hangs on that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Willie has a very serious bet going. What does he win here?
Well, he'd have to win the NBA championship.
I think the time for Willie to cash out and win any money is
now
is long gone. So
really?
I think the peak was $900, and now I think it's like $200 or something.
Okay. Now, if you're gambling on the Indianapolis 500. There's a lot of folks who can win this race, and we will be talking about that. Coming up, we also have some audio from reports from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with our correspondents somewhere within the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as people work their way in. Now, we also have some classic songs from the past, from the various Bob and Tom race albums. And by request, this is certainly one of the most classic tunes from the original Sub-Basement Tapes competition. This is Max Zero.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be there when the evening comes. Oh, watch the golden bozos roll in, and I'll watch them roll on out again. Oh, sitting on my vanity track, I hold my breath when I whiz in the shack. Oh, sitting on my vanity track, drinking beer. I left my home in Beach Grove, drove around on Highway 465. Oh, take a little walk through the snake pits, singing, baby, won't you show me your... Oh, sitting on my vanity track, I hold my breath when I whiz in the shack. Oh, sitting on my vanity track, my baby on a luggage rack. Oh, sitting on my vanity track, drinking beer.
The stellar Max Zero, sitting on my van at the track. And he talks about the shack. Shaquille O'Neal is not going to be showing up as
Shaq
planned.
the person, not Shaq the toilet.
Yes.
Right.
But he has put out the following. Indy, I am beyond gutted to miss the Indy 500 this weekend. Unfortunately, due to scheduling issues with the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, I can't make it to the Snake Pit. My brother Valentino Khan will be stepping in for me. Go extra hard with him.
He means brother in just the phrase.
Right.
Not actually.
And going extra hard with him is not a pornographic reference.
No.
Thank you, Tom.
He says, I'll be back soon and make it up to you. Love, y'all. Now,
So I'm just sitting over here thinking about me.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out when was my first Indy 500 here in Indianapolis. And I've been...
as opposed to one in Las
Central
Vegas.
Ohio. Yeah, or up your ass. So I was thinking, it's a little, there's some angry feelings here in the studio, but we'll get through it. It's the typical race day broadcast. Tom, evidently, has never been on the radio before, which is surprising to all of us, but that's the way he's acting. So we'll just weather the storm. Now, my first was Bobby Rahal, oddly enough, from Dublin, Ohio in 1986 when he won the 500.
Wow.
I was down the hall on the AM.
Oh, so you weren't actually at the race.
I was not at the race.
Have you been at a race?
I was at one race in 1987 with a guy by the name of Bob Kavoyan in turn one. We were standing there, and the flying start happened, and I thought I was going to die because it is so loud and 33 all full throat. It was terrifying.
All coming at you.
And that was the last time I've been there on the race day. It scared me. It's not for everybody.
One of the greatest moments in sports.
Absolutely.
Started the 500.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you remember who won the race the first, what year, 83?
Tom Sneva.
Tom Sneva.
Who I ran into on Carb Day. I sent a picture to Tom.
How about
he
that?
asked how you were doing. He said he missed the show.
Tom Sneva won it in 83, and then I was actually stunned because we did our first race cassette.
Yes.
There was a great sports writer named Robin Miller, and Robin asked if we could do something to help raise funds for an injured race car driver named Jan Opperman. And we put together our first race cassette, and we did a signing event. And we used to have a thing called the Q Hog, which was an Oldsmobile that had been donated to us.
You loved that car.
Oh, we painted it half camouflage and half pink. It was this beautiful car. And, I mean, everywhere you drive, people would go nuts when they'd see it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was recognizable.
People would just go nuts.
But it was a beat-up old Oldsmobile, and Tom Sneva, the champion, drove me to this gig, and we didn't know if anybody would show up. And there was a huge line. Remember, it was at what is now a boat shop.
After the Gold Rush?
Yes. Over on the east,
Yes, on the east side, a place called After the Gold Rush.
Or that little lake in front.
Yeah, and Tom Sneva drove us over there, and he sat there signing it with us.
Yeah.
And which was, I couldn't believe he would do that.
He's such a great guy.
Yeah, what a nice guy to be the reigning champion.
And now he plays golf in Arizona and evidently has a golf cart that runs 80, 85 miles an hour?
Yeah.
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 Something like that. He likes to get from one hole to the next.
Now, do you remember what
waste time.
Did you remember what his nickname was?
I do.
Should I say it, or Christy? We should point out Christy is the most well versed of any of us.
Right.
In
what I know about the race, it's kind of osmosis. I enjoy it. I like.
I just grew up here, so
right.
My blood.
The answer is
Texaco Tom Sneva.
Very good.
Texaco Tom Sneva, and I think that's one of the things that they have lost in the contemporary 500, which is a consistency of sponsorship, which is, I think, kind of important, the way you have certain figures associated with certain products. I think it would be a smart idea if somebody started doing that again, where a driver was consistent and a team was consistent. Now, I will say this, ABC Supply is a longtime sponsor of AJ Foyt Racing. And I bring that up because they are doing something great today. And we'll be talking about this a little bit later on. They're doing a matching funds thing to raise money for Homes for Our Troops, which is a really great organization. And they are refitting houses and adjusting them and adapting them, I guess you would say, for injured veterans. And we had a chance to talk to one of these guys, a really cool guy, Adam Kiselowski. We talked to him the other day, and we're going to play a little bit of that interview. But these guys came in and they fixed up his house because he was severely injured, and he's got a great sense of humor about the whole situation. But Homes for Our Troops, you can be part of that, by the way. If you go to any of the Bob and Tom social media platforms, there is a link. Or if you can remember this, hfotusa.org. Hotfoot.org. No, that won't really help you. hfotusa.org. Any of the Bob and Tom social media platforms have a link to this, and thanks to ABC Supply. Now, coming up, of course, the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. We talked to a lot of the drivers and found out some very interesting things about them. For example, I found out that
you ask questions unlike any other.
Well, they get sick of the same questions.
I heard
how are you going to win?
I heard there was an incident about somebody's medical testing breakthrough or something. You asked him, so you represent skin cancer? Is that right?
What?
Something like that?
No.
That's kind of what I heard.
Joseph Newgarden is a spokesperson for watching out for getting too much sun,
being screened, right?
Yeah, so it's an important thing, especially as Josh irresponsibly noted. Even on a cloudy day, you can get too much sun.
Absolutely.
I was talking to someone yesterday that on Carb Day roasted themselves.
Oh no!
And as a serious broadcaster, is there one in here?
No.
You really, if you're sitting in a place that's a lot of exposure, you really need to wear a hat and watch yourself. But Mr. Newgarden, who's a really nice guy and a very funny. We found out that almost all these guys have a great sense of humor. And back in the day, I heard an interesting interview with Paul Page, and Mr. Page has a great book about his era of being the lead announcer for the Indy 500.
They call him the Pager.
They don't call him that.
Pretty sure they do.
Highly recommend Paul Page's book, but he was saying back in the day, a lot of these guys wouldn't even talk to the press. And today's drivers are groomed to talk, and we found most of them to be really nice. Mm-hmm. Also, today's drivers, there is a not much of a variation in size, and much like a jockey, they have to all the cars. They do a thing where they weigh them and weight them, and I think we are going to go back to the track with
their broadcast point, Broadcast Central at the
Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I'm not exactly sure who we're hooking up with here.
Okay.
This may be Willie. This may be Mark.
Hello, Spaceship Earth. We're here. Hello?
Is anybody there? Apparently not. Okay, good. Thanks for the cue. We will. Where was I? I was talking about the size of the drivers.
Right.
And the drivers, they get weighed at the beginning of the season, and then they get weighed every week. And it's kind of like I asked if any of them had to cut weight.
Like
I
being
was
a
just
wrestler.
gonna,
High school wrestlers.
I was just going to say we could ask Warren about that.
We should have asked him. I think when we were talking to Santino about whether is it better to have body weight or to have the ballast weight.
And that's a really interesting question. And because when they have to add weight if they're under the average.
Remember Paul Tracy though? He was like 6'2", wasn't he? He was a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back in the day, that did not exist. You had some much bigger drivers, and most of these guys are very small. They're in very tight quarters. One of the smaller ones, well, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the roster as to who is the smallest. But some of the smaller guys have to add a little bit of weight to the car to make it fair. Now, I also want to point out, speaking of Greg Warren and cutting weight, Greg Warren... got a great review in the New York Times. Greg is a regular comedian on our show, and his comedy special, Josh, is called
The Salesman, available on YouTube.
And the New York Times ran a piece on 5 comedians to watch this weekend, and they highlighted 5 specials, and they mentioned Greg Warren.
Terrific.
What a great job he did. So I texted Greg, and I said, is it because of the fact that you're always talking about the New York Times crossword puzzle? Is this their payback? He's a crossword puzzle guy. So, but congratulations. How cool is that?
Very.
We will look forward to hearing from Greg again soon. But if you get a chance, watch that special, The Salesman. He got a great review in the New York Times, which is so nice. Now, I thought we were going to be hooking up with someone, but I don't know why I received that cue. Let's get back to the sports page. The big news is the NBA right now.
The Celtics win last night in Miami, 104-103. And yes, that does force a Game 7 tomorrow night in Boston Garden between the Celtics and the Miami Heat. And we will see what we will see tomorrow night. Now, last night, Tom, Derek White was your hero. He was the Boston Celtic who tipped in the last-second shot as time expired. The Celtics win 104-103, and I'm not sure are you aware of Derek White for any reason, Tom?
I am not. Are you, Tom?
The topic
I'm doing something over here.
Okay. The topic of conversation is that with Derek White is that he has a most unusual hairstyle, and I know how Tom likes to talk about hairstyles, and this man and that hairstyle, is a hero. He looks like, Bozo let his hair grow. And,
yeah, it is sort of.
It's very...
a tad sideshow bobish.
Yeah.
A little sideshow bobish. He's balding, obviously, except way in the back, and he let that grow. And this man is a hero this morning.
All right.
To everyone in the state of Massachusetts and all Celtics fans. So
the NBA's got to love this because this is going to be a huge
game.
Ratings.
This has never happened before. A team coming back from a 3-0 deficit to win the series, and doubly, it has never happened that the 7th game turns out it's going to be in Boston at the home.
Oh
team.
Man,
that's going to be.
See, I'm not an NBA fan, but I will keep an eye on this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a point of conversation, and the entire sports world will be focusing on Boston.
And when's that game?
Tomorrow night.
Gotcha.
And guess who will be doing part of the broadcast? Well, he'll be part of the broadcast team. Our very own little Reggie Miller.
Yeah,
he's right there courtside. And one of them Van Gundy. Boy, that was
it's
all
the same breath.
Yeah, Van Gundy is what I was trying to say. he's a real.
He sure is, isn't he?
He's something else. But I want you to know that
in the WNBA,
he's a wonderful guy.
Now, speaking of hair, I can reel this back in.
Okay,
to
I
the
wish someone
Indianapolis
would.
500.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Best hairstyle on drivers. Go ahead.
Santino Ferrucci.
Oh.
He looks...
Make love to someone.
He has also kind of a big set of curls. How would you describe it?
Very curly, cute hair, yeah.
Like a Frampton? Like a Peter Frampton?
To me, like he should be in a boy band.
He's got that look, yeah.
Doesn't he? Look like he should be in one of these cute little boy bands, like One Direction.
And Santino Ferrucci will be in the second row. He is driving for ABC Supply and the AJ Foyt Racing team. He's also a shoe guy. He's got a chick. You'd probably recognize the exotic collection of shoes that he has.
I'm starting to get out there more and more as far as some brands that not many people know about, and I like them. But I think he's probably
he was a Nike guy
ahead of me. I like a Nike Air Force One. That's what
he had. Air Force Ones that were red, white, and blue. Did you see them?
I did not see them.
They were sharp.
We will be chatting with a variety of people within the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway coming up this morning. Also, I believe we're going to get to talk to the governor and the mayor, representing different sides of the aisle. Speaking of different sides of the aisle, it looks like the
Let's not
impending
do that.
doom that was occurring in Washington has been settled. So there you can breathe a sigh of relief and just enjoy life today. Have a great barbecue over the weekend.
They didn't have to put in a false ceiling? Thank you. That's my tribute to Mark Russell. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm doing a one-man show coming up at the end of the month. It's going to be great.
All right. And let's touch on the weather one more time, Christy.
Cloudy today, high 80. Some sunshine tomorrow, high 85. Currently 59 degrees.
And Josh, your thoughts on sunscreen?
I don't know what direction to take this thing.
That's right. Go ahead, piss me off. Don't piss me off. Go ahead, piss me off.
Wear it. That's my
wear clothes. Okay, and a big floppy hat.
All right, we'll
People
be right
love
back.
floppy hats.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It kicks into gear at 8:15.
All right.
Show us your boobs.
Without Shaq Fu, whatever the hell he calls himself, Diesel Dave. What is it again?
Diesel Dave.
DJ Diesel.
Whatever.
I'm Diesel Dave.
I'm Diesel Dave. I know you want to see DJ Diesel.
Wouldn't that be funny if they just had a guy up there? Hey, I'm Dave.
He's going to do a shorter set.
Yeah.
He'd have to be shorter. Everybody's shorter.
Now,
than
Valentino
Shaq.
Khan is going to be in the...
I'm sorry, who was it?
Valentino Khan will be sitting in for
Okay.
Shaq.
All right. Let's get the official forecast from Christy Lee.
Q95, Fox 59 weather. Cloudy today with a high of 80. Cloudy tonight down to 57. Some sunshine and 85 for your Memorial Day.
No. Thank you very much, Christy. You mentioned that you ran into Tom Sneva.
I did.
The winner of the 1983 Indianapolis 500. And
I'm going to ask a question I don't know the answer to. Is he the first one to go over 200 miles an hour?
I think you're right.
Yeah. Right now we have Willie G.
Here we go.
There we go. We are back with Willie G. And I think Brian Wilkes. Is that right?
There he is.
Yeah, I can see Brian now. Yeah.
It's DJ Bone.
DJ Bone. DJ Bone.
DJ Bone's in the house.
Bone.
I'll be spinning the wax.
Bone.
Do they even use wax anymore? I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
That's right. That's all you need.
What's up? That's all you need.
Hey,
I
Brian.
was in line at the Bloody Mary bar, and you guys are like, come on over, do some radio. I'm like, okay.
We dragged him away from the Bloody Mary bar.
Yes, you sure did. Oh, my goodness. How are you guys?
Good.
Now, are you guys in the snake pit this weekend? Christy is. Yeah, they're going to just throw her around. Christy, what's your DJ name?
What would my DJ name be?
MC Shorty.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
How about KL Foo? How about that?
KL Foo?
KL Foo. KL Foo.
These DJs are bigger celebrities than the darn artists anymore.
I know,
I
right?
don't get it, And so Shaq Fu decided to bail, right? And,
Yeah.
All right, well.
Now,
Have at it, kids.
Hey, Brian, how do you like that look there? The checkered flag.
Hey, that's that
Speedos.
dude again. He was the half-naked guy who was running around here last year. Hey, here's another one for you. You guys, and we're all of a certain age group, but I guess these Doc Marten black boots are back in,
Yes.
and a lot of the girls are wearing them today with, bathing suit bottoms on. Can anyone speak to this?
I see no problem with that, Brian.
Whoa! I don't know what's happening here.
They had me at bathing suit bottoms. Yeah. Whatever else there is, I could
Is that
care
what they
less.
call them?
Yeah,
That's what they call it, bathing suit bottoms.
Yeah,
We've got, Christy, I just said you rattle off the forecast, so I've got some room for you at Fox 59 if you want to do some fill-in work.
Oh, sure.
She's so short, she's the last one to know it's raining. The temperatures... I'm sorry, is this mic on? Is this hot?
that's DJ Bone, ladies and gentlemen.
DJ Bone. Spinning the wax from the 80s.
Yeah.
Send it out to a couple of clouds, but man, this is amazing. We've had a pretty good run of weather here at the track. There's some sprinkle chances in the forecast, but it's not enough to really be a problem. Temperatures are really comfortable. In fact, it's a little cool. East wind, no humidity. They have literally spaced me out for my weather hits on television by like 45 minutes. So I'm just kind of like, I'm talking to brew dudes, guys that like make beer.
Going to get a Bloody Mary.
Do you know, I just realized that too much scotch last night leads to cottonmouth on Sunday. So that's why you shift gears. I'm keeping this all in kind of like raceway. I'm shifting gears and I'm going for beer.
DJ Bone should know that.
DJ Bone. Coming this fall, Thursdays at 8.
Hey, DJ Bone, when it's cloudy like this, from a technical standpoint at the track, that makes the track itself, the temperature a little bit cooler, which is better. Is that correct?
I believe that they get better traction and they probably get a little bit more gription, if you will, with the tires. So that's a big deal. The wind is a factor. There's not a great deal of a breeze here. And back on Friday during Carb Day, it was pretty windy. So they got to make these adjustments. But yes, the track will still absorb the solar radiation. But it's, again, the temperatures are pretty comfortable. I think at about race time, when they drop the green flag, it might be mid-70s, but little to no humidity. So I think you're going to have a fast track today. You really will.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and we may check in with you again if DJ Bone hasn't had too many of the Bloody Marys.
I'm going to head over to my new club called The Big Mistake. I've made a few of those, I guess. DJ Bone. I'll be in turn 4.5.
Would one of those mistakes include coming on with us this morning on the Bob and Tom Show?
I didn't know we were live.
Oh.
All right, I'll check in with you guys. Christy, again, got plenty of room for you here at Fox 59. You want to do some fill-in work?
Hey, you can't have Christy.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna switch gears and head over to race headquarters where we have Mark Miles. Hey, Mark. Wait a minute. Is that correct?
Hey, Tom. We've been doing this for 40 years, I think. How you doing?
Good. You look like the guy at the Kentucky Derby that keeps winning. You just need the blue sunglasses.
You got that Baffert sort of
suspended for doping his horse. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, Baffert.
Yeah, that's him.
Mark Miles. What is your official? Are you president of the Speedway?
President and CEO of Penske Entertainment. So that's the Speedway and IndyCar and a couple other things.
Now, do you get a pretty good parking space?
Yeah, I do, but I can't use it because you can't get in and out of here. But I have kind of the inside track on getting around.
I was talking to one of the Penske drivers, and I said, obviously, Mr. Penske, as a team owner, has to kind of step back as sort of a disinterested third party. He can't give himself any advantages at the Speedway. But I did ask if as a driver, he got anything. He said, well, I got a better trailer spot. That's about all he can really get from Mr. Penske.
It's amazing how important parking is. Roger does that. He walks that line, and it is a bright, bold line. He wants to win his 19th race so badly. He is absolutely on it, but he knows how to separate what he does with the team and his ambitions for Team Penske from, his ownership of this place in the IndyCar Series. So he stays out of race control and leaves that to us, and I respect him a lot for that.
Now, tell us about all the changes. You guys have really done some cool stuff at the facility of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Can you give us the short version of what you've done since Mr. Penske took over?
Yeah, $50 million would be the short version. He just keeps investing. We haven't built we've only built one new building, but for the most part, it's hard to find rust anymore. The place really looks great. We've paved and paved and paved and painted stripes for parking, and it's really meant to be what it used to be many, many, many years ago. So, and fans appreciate it. I'll tell you, I was thinking about it yesterday. We get a report from the Infield Care Center of every single case that walks through there, and the lion's share, obviously, and are not from the track. They're from their fans who need some attention, and often that's people who are having maybe too much fun. There's no question that while we're getting more people, they're a little more better behaved, if that's a way to say it. And look, we want everybody to have fun, but it's just been interesting that some people think it's because the place is in so much better shape, people kind of take better care of it. I don't know. But I know they're still having fun. I was out at the snake pit when it was loading up this morning, and oh my God, my kids weren't in it. I was happy about that.
Were you the only one with a tie on?
For sure. I might be the only guy in the whole place with a tie on, except Roger Penske. But yeah, I might not have the tie on if it weren't that Roger thinks that's the thing to do on race day.
You look great. What are your official duties today?
Well, in the morning, I run around and try to.
Uh-oh. We just left.
I go over to our, we actually have, in any other sport, they'd be the striped shirts, the officials, and there's 40 of them over there. And they have a meeting and go through everything this morning, and we sort of go over there to encourage them. Then we talk to some people like you, although there's really nobody quite like you. But we do some media. And then we've got a meeting in a few minutes to just greet the chairman and CEOs of NTT from Tokyo, of Bridgestone, Firestone from Tokyo, of Hitachi from, corporate stuff. But the world's corporate leadership, not the least of which is from Japan, is here today. So we try to take care of them. The governor entertains about 400 people from outside Indiana. So now there's a lot of that to do. And then I get to I have the absolute best seat in the house for the start of the race. You got a minute for this story?
Sure.
Yes.
So my first race, I went over that officials meeting at 5 a.m. when I was in this job, and I said to the guy who runs the officiating, whose nickname is Rocket, Tom, if you were making a movie and you needed a mechanic and you called Central Casting and you said, hey, send me a mechanic, I guarantee you they'd send you Rocket. This guy's like cut out for this role. So he says, where are you going to be for the start of the race? And I said, I don't know, maybe up in the pagoda, maybe in race control where I can see everything. He said, nah, you're coming with me. Okay, Rocket, well, if I were to go with you, where would we go? And he says, the ditch. And I sort of thought I knew what the ditch was. You might know it's that space that runs adjacent. I can reach down and touch the track. I'm standing in kind of a ditch, and on the other side of me is the pits. I said, oh, right. So if I was to go with you to the ditch for the start of the race, I think I can say this. Get your bleeper ready.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, do I need anything special? I'm thinking helmet, fire suit. He says, nah, just balls. So, of course, at that point, I got to do it, right? So every year since then, we go out and do that, and I get goosebumps right this second thinking about it. It's the most crazy thing, but it is so cool.
Wow.
And the race is on, and then I can kind of be a host and a cheerleader.
All right. Mark Miles, thanks very much. Have a great race today.
Yeah, thank you.
A huge international event. And Mark there'll be 3 guys with ties that I know of.
Doug Bowles.
Yeah, Doug Bowles, Mark Miles,
right. Well,
and Mr.
Bowles
Penske.
was born with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Mark.
Thank you all. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, great talking to you. He looks great.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, a huge international event, the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. Thanks also. It was great talking to DJ Bone. We'll look forward to talking to him again. We're going to come right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
I'm no tech genius, but I knew if I wanted my business to crush it, I'd need a website now. Thankfully, Bluehost made it easy. I customized, optimized, and monetized everything exactly how I wanted with AI. In minutes, my site was set up. I couldn't believe it. The search engine tools even helped me get more site visitors. Whatever your passion is, you can set it up with Bluehost. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, what have you got to lose? Head to Bluehost.com to start now.
Wow, this house is cute. But can I really get in the game in this economy? I do have savings, and I am responsible-ish. I should bury it. I'm being wild. But what if I'm not being wild, though? Could I actually score a...
Kick off your home buying journey with Zillow's new BuyAbility tool. It makes it easy to find out what you can afford, so you can get off the bench and onto the playing field with confidence. Check your BuyAbility, only on Zillow.
Let's not stall, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Now, Tom, when you were questioning the race car drivers, I bet you didn't learn this. What do race car drivers wear underneath their fire suits?
What?
Speedos.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Helps them go faster.
It's just not ever going to stop, is it? It's just every...
Why wouldn't
Speedos.
Okay, thank you very much. The 107th running of the Indianapolis 500 today. This is a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you by ABC Supply, longtime sponsors of AJ Foyt Racing. By the way, they are doing a matching funds thing. This is great. Up to $1 million to an organization called Homes for Our Troops. And they are sponsoring our show today. By the way, Homes for Our Troops' mission is to build specially adapted custom homes for severely injured post-9/11 veterans. We had a chance to talk to one of those guys on Friday. Really just a tremendous guy, and he's gotten so much help from this organization. Homes for Our Troops, if you want to be part of it, it's a great day to make a donation this Memorial Day weekend. You can find a link on all of the Bob and Tom social media sites, or you can just go to hfotusa.org. Once again, HFOT, Homes for Our Troops. Great mission, great organization, and thanks to ABC Supply. And by the way, interestingly enough, this is the best, I think Christy will agree with me, the best AJ Foyt's teams have done in a long time.
Yeah.
They have drivers way up there. Santino Ferrucci is in, what is he, in the second row?
He's in the second row, and Benjamin Peterson is in the fourth row.
Yeah.
So,
and so hope those guys do great today. We had a chance to talk with Santino. And by the way, I was at an event yesterday, and I was pointing out the fact that Santino is a gentleman from Connecticut. People, this is an international race, so they hear the name Santino Ferrucci, they're assuming he's from Italy. Fourth generation American. So look for Santino out there. We'll get some audio from him coming up. Also, we mentioned our very first Bob and Tom collection of race-related, Indy 500-related songs.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned Tom Sneva was part of our first signing event of a cassette, believe it or not. Kind of a rarity now. These things show up on eBay.
Yeah.
The very first Bob and Tom cassette, and this is one of the songs that was on it, and it references the very fine actor James Garner from many movies, from the Rockford Files. James Garner was a regular here.
Sure.
And let's just hear what this song is all about.
You was Maverick, you was Rockford, you was the man with the Polaroid camera, always helping people in trouble. When you drive that fancy pace car around the track without a care in the world, remember that I need you, James Garner. You gotta save me. I'd strike a weapons deal with Iran for some seats where I could see, to smell motors instead of reefer, for a restroom where I could breathe, where ugly women would leave their clothes on, and a shady place to sit. James Garner, won't you save me? A seat outside the pits. I'd trade my Springsteen for Madonna, have my wife work on her back, for a place where I could see more than a dozen feet of track, where my neighbors belch in silence and tobacco never spits. James Garner, won't you save me? A seat outside the pits. I'd sell my kids on the black market, give my mom to Richard Speck, for a seat upon the first turn in the air-conditioned deck. I want a waiter with hors d'oeuvres and a waitress with big James Garner, won't you save me? A seat outside the pits.
Max Zero from At the Race, and the tribute to the great James Garner, because he obviously always had good seats. Right now with a good seat somewhere within the confines of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's Willie G and Mark Allison from the Bob and Tom Show staff sitting in front of a cool-looking pace car. That is a nice-looking car. Hey, Willie.
How you doing, gang? We are doing some people watching out here. Man, we just saw a guy in a Speedo. We've seen a couple father-son duos enjoying Bloody Marys. And I just want to tell the folks out there, we are people watching. We are not documenting, gang. You are not taking pictures of strangers this weekend. I don't care if you see a guy who's got a sweet Tweety Bird tattoo, no photo. You see a kid with that perfect Larry Bird mustache, no photo. The guy with AJ shaved into his back hair, treating the trough like a slip and slide, has a job. If you post a video, it will go viral. He will get fired. And then who will do Failed to Mention News every Friday?
A reference to Jeff Oskey from our staff. The man is hairy. Oh, now
Jeff Oskey always pulls Tom Sneva when he pulls in somebody, in the driver pool. Tom Sneva's who we always get, so he thinks it's rigged.
And by the way, we actually have a huge Bob and Tom fan here, and she wants to say congratulations to Christy. Is that okay?
What?
We have a huge Bob and Tom fan who wants to say congratulations to Christy on your new nuptials. Here we go.
nice.
Big Bob and Tom fan.
I love you, Christy. Congratulations on your wedding. Oh, Mom, I love you. I'm your biggest fan.
Sophie is wearing a Rolling Stones Indy 500 shirt and a cape of the American flag.
That's right.
Absolutely. If there's one day I'm going to be patriotic, it's today.
That's
it's
right.
today. It's today.
Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
Absolutely.
Celebrate.
Thanks, guys. That's Christy's daughter, and we should point out Christy Lee did, in fact, get married this past week.
Well, they need to give the baby a last name. Is the thing. I think that's nice.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's very nice.
It's really tough.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. From the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Mark and Willie G. And now, Christy, you want to tell everybody what's happening there with your life?
What's happening? I did get married on Tuesday, yes.
Congrats, Christy.
Thank you. At the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the museum.
In the museum.
Yes, it was a very small wedding, very special, meant a lot. Although when we went to have our pictures taken with the Borg Warner trophy, that same little girl, Sophie, goes, Borg? Why is it called the Borg Warner? Borg's in my generation is a blackout rage gallon. So whenever we say a Borg.
Wait a minute, blackout rage what?
Blackout rage gallon. You take a gallon jug.
Okay, Borg.
And they fill it full of
and I know
vodka and IV fluid stuff.
I know it from Next Generation. The Borg was going to take over the universe.
So she was very confused
Right, exactly.
About the whole naming of the Borg Warner, and I was like, well, I don't know where that came from. I'm sure Mr. Borg had something to do with it. But
we had a news story about it.
About the rage gallon thing?
The University of Massachusetts issued a warning about TikTok binge drinking involving so-called Borgs.
All right.
This has nothing to do with the Borg Warner Trophy. That's the kind of coverage we give this race. According to this, it's a plastic gallon jug with a mixture of alcohol, electrolytes, and flavoring.
Well, the electrolytes are the IV
safety
things.
First. You have to stay hydrated.
You want to stay hydrated.
Sure. Yeah.
Some advocates say that a Borg allows students to control how much alcohol goes in their jug and keep a cap on it, preventing someone from adding drugs to their drinks.
Oh, okay.
That's what she told me.
However, University of Massachusetts officials said 28 ambulances were summoned to an off-campus party following student alcohol intoxication using the so-called Borg. This was at the Blarney Blowout, an annual unsanctioned event on St. Patrick's Day. Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're pretty popular on college campuses, from what she told
The Borg.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Borg Warner Trophy, of course.
Nothing to do with that.
And interestingly enough, it has little sort of sculptures of all the winners.
Yes.
On it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trophy. And it's huge.
Yeah, very tall. Tall as I am almost.
Did you get your picture taken next to it?
Yes, during the photo shoot for the wedding we did.
I'm superstitious. I will not do it until I win it. So I will not take my picture with it until I actually am
fair enough.
The winner.
Okay, very
Hey, Tom,
good.
Josh wants to be a driver in the Indianapolis 500 and win it and be able to stand next to the board.
Oh, that's what you have to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have to
It's a lot easier.
I'll go ahead and just get my picture taken.
A lot easier to go in the museum and just stand.
Well, thank you very much, Christy. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Christy Lee, now Mrs. Lee, for everybody.
Well, I'm not changing my name.
Ms.
It's too much of a hassle.
Enough of that.
I love him, but it's too much of a hassle.
Any good relationship starts off with, I love you, but.
But.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Plus
you.
his last name, Bonerman.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I believe it's Bonnerman, but I understand. Yeah.
So excited about Jewel today singing the national anthem. That's going to be
I didn't
neat.
know that. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, she's going to do our national anthem. And Indiana native and opera star Angela Brown will do God Bless America.
Wonderful.
Of course, Jim, is it Cornelison? How do you say his name? Doesn't he do the Chicago
The Blackhawks? Dude?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do Back Home Again in Indiana since sadly Jim Neighbors has passed.
And Adam Driver.
Waving the green flag.
He's waving the green flag.
Have you seen the
Well,
meme?
your name is your destiny, isn't it?
Have you seen the meme with Adam Driver where there are slightly shorter Adams and it's Adam Ninewood, Adam Putter, Adam...
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Simply the finest in comedy. That's all there is to it.
Adam Driver.
Adam Sandwedge. Adam... Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Now I'm going to look that up.
I know you are.
I want to see that thing.
And you're going to be pleased when you find it.
Yeah, he'll be the official
starter. Mm-hmm.
That's exciting to hang out, or like literally hang over the.
One year I had pre-race. I was down there for the pre-race festivities, and I believe it was Chris Pratt. I think was it Chris Pratt?
I know he can.
He's done it. Yeah.
He can't eat any fat. I know that.
Yeah, and I was literally just like standing next to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Chris Pratt.
Jack Nicholson did it one year.
Yeah.
Shades on, of course.
Of course.
I got pretty close to Thor when he was there. What is that guy's name? Chris something.
One of the Helmsworth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, we got a lot more coverage coming up, and we'll talk to a lot more people and more requests for Bob and Tom Race Classics. By the way, the show, we are broadcasting this thing worldwide, streaming it on our VIP and also on YouTube. You can check this out on YouTube, and live audio on 24/7. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
What happened? Please name the baby chick.
Charles is great for any baby, girl or boy. Charlie
really is.
Friday you had Chick and I getting married, and now you want me to name my kid after him. Nah.
Remember, if Christy and I get married, it'll be the 9th marriage between us.
No, once
Suck
again,
on that for a while.
Today,
we're not quitters.
The 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. More guests coming up. We have people here and there. And once again, as Christy just said, it looks like it'll be a great day.
How about Hither and Yon?
Okay, that'd be it. They're a great morning show.
Yep.
Hither and Yon in the morning. The pace car, the honorary pace car driver is Tyrese Halliburton from the Pacers.
Oh, yeah. He's
so
good. He's very good.
He's driving a beautiful Chevrolet Corvette. And Chevrolet, by the way, did kind of dominated qualifying, except for the actual number one guy, Alex Palou. And we had a chance to talk to almost all the drivers from the race. We've posted these interviews on our YouTube site, and some of them are really funny.
And if you haven't seen Tom Griswold talk to Alex Palou from our Carb Day broadcast on Friday morning and ask him about various national anthems, you really need to do yourself a favor and go watch that. It's everything. It's embarrassing. It's hilarious.
We had
a typical Tom Griswold.
Drew Powell joining us, and Drew has done the national anthem. He's a very fine actor and singer, and we started asking various people what national anthem they, from the town they hail from, and the country, because this is quite an international event. We have Swedes, Danes, French folks, and
a young man from Mexico,
Spaniards. Yeah, Pato Award from Mexico. We would ask about their favorite restaurant He likes Verde.
Okay, fair enough.
I like Verde. Verde's all right. Verde, they know me. Right
Shrimp
this way.
ceviche's pretty damn good. Yeah.
Right this way, Mr. McGee.
And their skinny margarita. Oh.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I like the guac.
They've got all the tequila.
Okay, they do.
And spicy one.
Comes in very handy. Now, we are saying a special hello today to A.J. Foyt Racing. Mr. Foyt, 88 years of age. His racing team really did a great job this year, and they've got a long time arrangement with ABC Supply. And special thanks to ABC Supply. They're doing a really cool matching funds thing. I mentioned it earlier with Homes for Our Troops, which is fixing up and adapting homes for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. And if you want to make a donation, by the way, any of the Bob and Tom social media sites have the link, or it's hfotusa.org to find out what they do and get that matching funds donation from ABC Supply. A lot of folks, of course, always rooting for AJ's team, and that's, of course, Santino Ferrucci and Benjamin Peterson out there in Santino. Certainly in the running, because he's way up there, and both of AJ's, they're in the first, they're a part of the first 4 rows. So, yeah, interesting stuff happening with the A.J. Foyt Racing team. We now turn to the news desk for the first time today. Just get a couple quick stories in with Christy Lee.
Southwest airline pilot was forced to crawl through a plane's window after getting locked out of the cockpit.
I'm fascinated this doesn't happen more often.
But those windows open?
KOVR reports a gate agent at San Diego International Airport announced to passengers headed to Sacramento.
Who said that? Where'd you get that report from?
KOVR.
Always ahead.
That the flight was delayed and someone would need to unlock the door from inside the cockpit. Passenger Max Rexroad told the station he saw a pilot crawling through the cockpit window and opening the door. Southwest later said a customer inadvertently pushed the flight deck door closed, which locked while the pilots scheduled to operate the flight were preparing to board. They hadn't gotten on yet.
So they didn't have they had the keys to the other 747?
I guess.
What the hell? Those windows open?
I didn't know they opened either.
Yeah, weird.
Is it like when you were a kid and they had those little corner windows and that you could open them just enough to go, wee?
They don't call them, well, I guess they don't exist anymore. The wing. The wing does not exist in a car.
Didn't they call them wings?
Wings,
yes. They called them the wings?
Yes. Mom and Dad would open. I say, can you crack the wing? I was 11 years old. They were both smoking.
Yeah, same with my parents.
In a closed car.
Sure.
Yeah.
Please, dear God, crack the wing.
Please open that wing.
It's all right. I'll have a bypass over 39.
Good job. My dad would ash out of it, and they would not. But he would also sometimes have his window down.
Oh,
so the ash would go out the wing and right back into us.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
Good job, Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't understand how that could happen.
I don't either. Well,
because they have to lock the door from the inside, right? So the pilots are protected.
Makes sense.
And they also lock it from the outside, don't they? Don't they?
I hope they do
attendants?
both. Yeah, hopefully they do both.
I don't know. But wow.
Huh.
Another
I just stunned that window opens.
Yeah. A Southern Illinois man allegedly stole a backhoe to drive about 10 miles to an airport to catch a flight. The Williamson doesn't he have Uber? I don't know.
Man.
The Williamson County Sheriff's Office said security footage captured the guy arriving at Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois atop a backhoe and leaving it in the airport parking lot. The man then casually walks across the street to the airport lobby carrying a guitar case. The Sheriff's Office said the owner of the backhoe arrived at the airport a short time later and identified the equipment as belonging to his company. The unnamed Carbondale man who allegedly took the backhoe has been charged with theft and, needless to say, didn't make his flight.
Oh. Had a gig, huh?
I guess.
The red zone is for taxis. The blue zone is for bulldozers and backhoes. This sounds like a country song.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Took a back home to the airport because I had to play my
They wouldn't valet park it.
Had to crawl through the window in the airplane.
Can you imagine if he threw the keys to a valet? Hey, give it a wash, too, will you?
Now, we have scheduled an interview shortly with somebody pretty well known. I'm very excited about this. Once again, today, the 107th running of the Indianapolis 5. There he is. It's the distinguished governor of the great state of. Hey, good morning, Governor.
Hello. It is a great Speedway day. Good morning, guys.
Hello, Governor.
And you get to host a number of folks from all over the world this morning. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do, and we have been for the last few days. We've had cars and plane loads of people who have never been to the race this year, so they're in for a real treat today.
Do you get a pretty good seat?
I do. I bounce around a lot. Never in one place for very long, but it should be a special race. And I told Mr. Penske last night that this place is sensory overload, and it's never looked better, never felt better, never tasted better, never smelled better. I know he inspects the bathroom, so never heard better. And for folks to come here for the first time and to experience that kind of 30 days leading up to the go time, it's not just May anymore. This is the day in May that the world is watching.
Eric Holcomb is our guest, and now he is Governor Eric Holcomb. When he was just Eric, everybody's buddy, he would come down to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You've been to the Snake Pit prior to your ascension into office, is that correct?
Yeah, it was before cell phone cameras. So
we all thank the pre-cell phone cameras.
Right.
Yeah.
I was privileged to be at the Hall of Fame dinner the other night when you inducted Tim Cindric, and it was you did such a great job. But am I allowed to tell everybody what your nickname was at Pike High School?
I'm going to get him. Look, I didn't even talk about his waterbed in high school, okay? I was soft. I was easy. And he can share that.
He came out of the gate with.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, this is one of my best friends from, 5th grade or something. They called him Ho. And now he's the governor.
And let me tell you something. You just got reelected.
Exactly.
That name alone.
Right. Put your money on Holcomb. Yeah.
That's right.
It was stellar. The two of you did a wonderful job.
That's great.
And it was a great honor.
It's kind of surreal for me to have watched him come in with Tony George. You know, growing up out here in the shadow of this place, thinking about that, just the Holman name in and of itself was a whole different world.
Sure.
And for all of his accomplishments and for us to come out here and, I don't know, maybe skip school and see a teacher that skipped school the same day, during the month of May, and we just kind of parted and looked the other way, to end up seeing him inducted into the IMS Hall of Fame is pretty darn special.
Along with Tony George. It was a really special night. Yeah.
And to hear them just kind of riff and talk about how they got there.
Yep.
You really felt like you were part of a special dinner.
Yeah.
The governor is our guest, Governor Eric Holcomb, and this is a real opportunity for the state of Indiana to show off a little bit internationally. That has to be kind of cool for you. Are you meeting folks from all over the world?
We are. Europe, Asia, Africa. We've got South America, of course, and throughout Canada, and so to pull all those folks together and to be able to sell our state, and then let the event do the talking for you. I just watch people get drawn into it, and the excitement and the just being part of it. The vibe that's out here is better than any concert I've ever been to. So to have this as your backdrop, to have this as part of your pitch, come join us and go as fast as you want to go. It really just sells naturally. So having this is what no one else on planet Earth has, and that's coveted.
Now, does the office of the governor? You've got a very fine staff. Do you guys do a office pool for the Indy 500? And if so, who did you draw out of the hat? Can you say?
Well, I always root for. Look, this year it's hard to pick because when you think about just the time that separates the first, not just first two drivers, but the 12. It's a matter of inches, literally, and a couple seconds, and so. I'm going to root for Joseph Newgard just because of Tim Cindric, and he calls him, and so I'll be rooting for him. But going beyond that, it could be, don't leave with 30 laps to go because this is going to come down to the wire. And I think, Scott Dixon's probably learned from last year, and I think, Elio going for his fifth, and Kanan maybe, being the last, and you just go down the line. And Andretti, it's been elusive for so long for that, dynasty. So many talented drivers, and Ganassi's got all engines running right, and so I'm planning on at least telling all of our guests let's watch the last few laps together and not
Good
just
point.
chit-chat.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers, even some of the international guys, live here in the Indianapolis area. Yeah. A bunch of them live in Carmel. Anyway, as governor, you could mandate roundabouts everywhere. Because I had to live in Carmel for 3 months, and my, those roundabouts are kind of cool.
Well, it's kind of in our DNA, right? Just to turn left, to turn left, to turn left.
maybe, Governor, you could require that they're all ovals.
Yeah,
okay,
like
sure. There might be a little bit of unnecessary pavement, but why not?
Yeah.
Hey, Governor, thanks so much for your time. It's so cool talking to you. You look great.
All ovals and turn up Q95.
Oh, thank you, sir. We appreciate
Women and
it.
children first, diver down, back to those high school days.
All right. Governor Eric Holcomb.
Diver down.
Rock fan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Governor.
That was fun.
It was fun.
It's looking great. So you were at the ceremony.
I was at the Hall of Fame dinner, and it was really great.
Ho, 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 cool.
Yeah.
What they serve?
For dinner?
Yeah.
There was a nice salad. And
No. What they serve.
Salmon and some steak. It was a surf and turf.
It doesn't sound like it's for me.
It was at the Indiana Roof Ballroom. It was very nice.
Now, a lot of the guys live here in Indianapolis.
It is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was at an event, and they had a hat, and you got to pick out of the hat. So instead of picking an actual, your choice.
Well, that's the way you should,
the standard.
That is the way you should do it.
And I picked Connor Daly.
All right.
A guy from Noblesville, Indiana.
He's in there.
Yeah,
he's going to be in there.
He could do it. So, are you in any kind of a poll, Christy?
No.
Poll, I should say.
We kind of did a informal one last night at a party I was at, and people were picking their favorites, but I did not draw anything out of it.
The drivers will tell you it's very tough. Anybody could win this.
I'm going with Pato Award. I know Mr. Lee is really a Takuma Sato. He's a sleeper. That
two-time
Sato.
winner.
He won the first Indy 500 I ever went to. He won.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and also his name means no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Takuna Sato. What is it again?
That was pretty close.
The last three champions have led less than 30 laps of this race, so there'll be a lot of lead changes. And we're looking forward to watching a great race once again.
Is there a bonus for the person who leads the longest?
They get paid. They do get money for the laps led. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
One of the interesting things I was talking to the drivers about is what they can hear. And obviously they have inner ear, very special
monitors.
Monitors, and they really can't hear anything else. And I was asking Tony Kanaan if when he took the lead and would go on to win it, if he could hear the crowd going berserk. And he said no. But when he watched it later on, and he also noticed that people were standing up and they were kind of, so he said now he knows he can look to see, and he pointed out that if he crashes in turn 2 when he takes the lead, it's because he's looking over there to see if they're waving at him. I don't think he'll be actually doing that. Now, coming up, we have some more surprise guests. I'm certainly looking forward to hearing from some of these folks. Also, the Indianapolis 500 is famous for highlighting certain products over the years.
Yes.
There was one particular era in which STP oil treatment dominated.
Oh.
But now we live in the era of high-quality beverages to keep you fit and prepared for athletic events, and this is one of them.
We're in a gym today to find out what athletes need after they've had a big workout. Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
You look pretty sweaty.
Yeah. I just jogged 5 miles. I did the weights, did some step aerobics. God, I'm dying.
What do you need after a big workout like that?
I use a big glass of water.
Water?
Yeah.
They don't want water. You need something to replace your bodily fluids. Get you back on your feet again.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, what do you got?
Here, try this.
What is it?
Thirspiration Plus.
Thirspiration Plus, huh?
Replaces all your bodily fluids after a big workout.
All right, I'll try it. Jesus, what is that? Tastes like sweat.
It is sweat. Well, with a little coloring, we added some carbonation, but
What are you trying to do to me?
Perspiration Plus replaces all your bodily fluids lost during a big workout. Perspiration Plus. Bodily sweat and an icy cold jug.
Come here, you crazy son of a...
Borrow your shirt and your shorts for later.
You're sick.
Perspiration Plus. Lemon lime, tropical punch, or clear.
Very nice.
Can I borrow your shorts for later?
There you go. One of the classics from the Bob and Tom Indy 500 series of CDs. Remember those? And those are all floating around the internet, and we've got them on our VIP. Today's show is being broadcast worldwide on the YouTube, as the kids say. So if you get a chance, I hope you can tune it in.
I think you should write a Ray song, a new one, and try to rhyme names like Rosenquist and Ferrucci. And
well, yeah,
it'd be
yeah,
quite the...
I got a good one for Renus VK.
Do you?
That's sort of a softball one. That's a great idea, Christy.
Grosjean. I mean, there's some Malukas. There are some names. Whew.
Yeah, I gotta blow my nose. My Malukas. Yeah, no, this is a terrific idea, Christy. And once again, a huge international event.
Yeah,
these drivers from all over the place. It's just amazing. We talked to virtually all of them. We have some really cool interviews posted on the Bob and Tom YouTube channel.
What color were their eyes?
Oh, blue.
It's funny you'd
Thanks
ask that, Ace. This is something that
Thanks a lot, Ace.
Some scientist has to investigate this. Almost all of them have blue eyes. Absolutely amazing. And I don't know what that means.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, if the number of blue eyes proportionally in the regular population is significantly less, Chick. What does that mean?
I don't think it means
anything.
A damn thing is what I think.
Yeah, do you have any theories?
No. We weren't even.
What about left-handed, right-handed? Did you take that poll?
That'd be a good one too.
You think?
Sure,
okay,
that'd be
all
interesting.
Right. I was joking, but okay.
You don't think that's interesting? You're aware that all left-handed people are,
or what?
Sons of the devil.
That's right. My God.
Sinister. Look it up. It means a left-handed.
No, my dad was left-handed, but he was forced to write right-handed. But back in the day, they wouldn't allow you to be a lefty.
Right.
And that made him have to. He caught polio because of it.
That's not
my
why
God! Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh,
a wheelchair.
Wasn't aware.
Go out and make it a great day, okay?
I thought he got it from a toilet seat.
Don't Christy me. We got to take a break.
We need a break, all right.
Break it up.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
We're getting ready for the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500, and the weather looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, cloudy and 80 today.
All right, be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Yes, Mark James joins us.
Hey, guys.
Hey, there we go.
Good morning.
Listen to that voice.
He's good. He is good.
From the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network. Mark, how are you today, sir?
I mean, there's no place else we'd rather be, huh? I mean, the world's greatest race course and the greatest day in racing. I mean, it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this for the 28th time.
Well, and you have a special role because obviously being blacked out here in central Indiana, everybody's going to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor and a privilege for all of us. I mean, most of us, like you all, have been around here so very, very long, and many of us, if not all of us, grew up listening to this race in our parents' backyard. And to think that we're now the ones that are the conduit to transport people here is a responsibility that we don't take lightly, and we're honored by it.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Your voice is so perfect. It's almost like I feel like I'm not talking.
Well, I mean, with this face, I needed something positive. So, God bless me with a good set of pipes for sure. It used to get me in trouble in school, so now I make a little money by using it. So I guess it'll work out for me. So.
Now, tell us about the setup on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network. You're worldwide. You got a pretty big crew. Just sort of give us the thumbnail sketch of your crew.
Yeah, I mean, we'll throw it to Nick Yeoman in turn 1, then to go to Michael Young in turn 2. He has a new position atop the suites, which is an incredible view. They're coming literally right into his lap. And then Jake Query's in turn 3 and Kristen Aries in turn 4. Davey Hamilton is our driver analyst. And then we'll have Ryan Marine, Rob Blackman, Alex Wolf, and Scott Sander on pit road. I'm surrounded by so many talented people. It's just up to me to kind of put all of their talents on display, let them do what they do, and just kind of stay out of their way. It's a difficult job, but it's an easy one because of all their talents and abilities, for sure.
Do you have like a chart with pictures of the cars that you work on memorizing before the race? Because they're going by so quick.
Well, we some of us have the advantage of covering the series all throughout the course of the year, so there's that familiarity. I mean, I do have a picture of all of the cars, but by the time we get to qualifying, we usually have that nailed down. But for me, timing and scoring is the key, and the running order, which I have at my disposal. I also have a multi-screen monitor in the booth that allows me to pick them up virtually anywhere on the racetrack. So in that regard, it's pretty easy for me to keep track of who's where. That way I can make sure I'm throwing the guys the right car.
Yeah, I was listening to a great interview with Paul Page, who had your gig many years ago, and he was talking about how difficult it was then, because they literally had to run up and down the stairs with a roster of who was where every 10 laps, and you guys have the advantage of a lot of electronics to help you get along as you continue to do the broadcast. How do you know when to be quiet?
With our broadcast, the times that will probably be the most silent is during the pre-race festivities. I think there'll be a window there that you will hear between the end of Back Home Again in Indiana before the command, and we simply instruct our pit reporters to turn their mics on and essentially hold them up. And there's about a 20-second lag there between those two elements, and we want the nat sounds of over 300,000 to kind of help paint that picture. But, you know, this sport is a little different than maybe a big shot that's hit as a game winner. They tell you, even radio and television, to kind of let that breathe, let it happen organically. We try not to go too over the top with it, but we do let the crowd, I think, enhance the broadcast, but very seldom, if ever, during the call will we lay out all that much.
And it's to avoid talking over each other is probably one of the trickiest things you have to do.
Well, there's a level of trust there because we've all been together for so very, very long. And, you know, I think we have some suggested drop points out on the track, but there's just a cadence that we learn. And there's no lighting system. There's nobody in their ear saying go. It's just a trust that we have and a comfort level we have that allows it to seem very, very seamless.
Now, as the voice of the Indianapolis 500, you have to make sure that you pronounce all the names correctly. And as Christy was sort of jokingly saying, there are some really tricky names here. Alex Palou.
Pillow.
See, there you go. Rinus VK.
Renus.
Uh-oh. I'm going to say...
Batting 1,000, Tom.
I got Felix Rosenquist.
There you go.
Okay, all right. And I pointed out to him that the most famous Felix in America was Felix Unger from The Odd Couple.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sure he got that reference. I'm sure he was comfortable with that. For sure.
Yeah. They get The Odd Couple in Sweden. Or
he did.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He did get Felix the cat. Santino Ferrucci, who is all the way from Connecticut.
Good.
Which is interesting.
Good.
The Frenchman is the one I have the most trouble with.
Which one?
Simon?
Grosjean.
Oh.
Romain Grosjean. Yeah.
Because it looks like Romain. Grosjean. That's a good
That's
one.
right. And it's Ray Hall, Tom. It's Graham Ray Hall.
It's not
Ray Hall. Yeah, Graham Ray Hall. Yeah.
And by the way, I'm sure you've been asked this 100 times. The guy in row 11 really is named Sting Ray Robb. That is his actual birth certificate name.
Yeah, it's his given name. It's tied to his grandfather, and it's tied to a Stingray Corvette. I mean, that is his actual birth name.
Wow.
Sure.
And interestingly enough, he's driving for Honda.
Yeah, right, for sure, yeah.
This was like Scott Goodyear with the.
Now you were talking about how you trust all the other broadcasters as you're doing the coverage of the race. Does that also apply to Michael Young? Because
no.
I was going to say.
No.
I was going to say. Yeah.
No, I would say my ability to manage Michael Young comes from the fact that I am a full-time school teacher when I'm not doing this. So I'm used to dealing with children, and so that comes in huge when dealing with the world's oldest teenagers.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Mark, you guys do a great job.
Sure do.
And I just want to thanks for your time. And I enjoy the voice you have. It just sounds so perfect for this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, praise coming from you guys, is high praise, and I appreciate it deeply. Thank you so very much.
Well, we don't know what we're doing, so we appreciate that.
We have that in common.
Thanks, Mark.
Sure,
I look forward to listening to you and put
have
your
a great
headphones on.
race.
Thank you. Thanks for all you do. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really recommend to anybody who's watching anywhere to turn on that broadcast, that radio broadcast.
Yeah, you can turn the TV sound down like Chick watches football.
I mean, it is really something.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
amazing.
They do have a special relationship.
Yes.
Even Michael Young.
Even Michael Young.
Shocking.
Didn't say hi to me the other day.
He didn't.
He said I saw him talk to Pat Godwin.
Pat ass Godwin?
Yes.
Well, he was asking for his money back. Of course, he was talking to Pat.
Maybe we should try to talk to Michael Young here. Let's put a man on that.
And
Maybe
Jake Query does a great job.
Jake's fine, sure.
The radio broadcast is legendary. And
I'm sitting here thinking it's probably the most Hoosier thing you can do. Even if they showed the race here, I would say 90% of people would forego it and still listen to the radio.
That's how we grew up. That's what we know.
That's how I
grew up. I mean,
know it. Yeah.
Sid Collins going back in the day.
Tom Carnegie. I mean, that's what we listened to. Yeah.
Now, we have a couple more racing classics coming up, including the Indy song and a little bit of something from Haywood Banks as well. We're going to be hanging around for a while. Plus, we have folks here and there within the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So hope you can stick around. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Chick McGee, is that?
I'm sorry. I'm omeleting up. It's race day, Tom.
Yes.
I've got to put that base in. That rum's not going to drink itself. Okay.
Ace Cosby is our engineer today.
Hey.
Ace is always wearing a black cap. Oh, that's a Kiss cap, black on black. Mm-hmm. Very nice. And of course, by the way, Ace, I have secured 4 tickets
for Kiss.
For Kiss.
Who are the 4 people that get to go?
They played last night in Columbus.
It's going to be
Columbus, Indiana.
Me and Ace,
that's weird.
And 2 of my sons, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming to town. It's their final tour.
What about Chick?
Do you want to go? I can probably get a couple more tickets.
Do I want to go? No, thank you. But you guys go and have a good time. There's a lot of reasons.
Very polite of you.
You're welcome.
Why don't you want to go see Kiss?
Well, my rule is there was a person in my life at one point, and I said, "Are you going to be there?" And she would say, "Yeah." And I go, "Okay, I'll go. It'll be a good time." And now I think that way, but the exact opposite. Is Ace going to be there? Yeah. I'm going to pass then. You go right ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
you see how that works.
I'm not going to.
Oh, I'll be there. Yeah. I'll drive.
Lots of great concerts, of course, on the way, and we're going to have some cool concert tickets coming up later this week. Right now, we're doing an international broadcast We always are on YouTube, and we are doing a special edition of this show today because of the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. We're rooting for a lot of these great drivers and these great teams because these cars are amazing, and the men and women that make them run so well are amazing. And I want to say a special hello to ABC Supply, the sponsors of the A.J. Foyt Racing teams, and they're doing a really cool thing. They are doing matching funds. If you make a donation, they will match it. Up to $1 million. If you want to donate $1 million, that'd be great.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? It's an outfit called Homes for Our Troops. And we had a chance to talk to one of the gentlemen who has received a lot of help from this organization. What they do is they refit homes and customize them for severely injured post 9/11 veterans, which is just an amazing, amazing thing. And these men and women, of course, deserve this kind of treatment. And Homes for Our Troops is helping them do just that. If you go to any of the Bob and Tom social media platforms, you will find out about this. I want to play a little excerpt here, if I could, of an interview we did. And this will feature, I believe this is going to be Larry Foyt and Adam Kizalewski, who is one of the veterans. Let's give this a quick listen here. Either Chick McGee got a lot more handsome, or we're being joined by Larry Foyt. I can't tell. Larry, it's good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
And Larry, do you want to introduce your cohorts here? I know we have Adam and Tom, and what we're talking about is a great program called Homes for Our Troops. And ABC Supply Company, which works with you guys, is doing a matching donations. This is a great program. Then tell me just a little bit about it. Who wants to talk? Adam?
I'll talk. I'm Tom Landemeyer, the president and CEO of Homes for Our Troops. We've been around since 2004, and our mission is to build and donate specially adapted custom homes across the country to the most severely injured post 9/11 veterans to enable them to rebuild their lives.
That's great. And once again, ABC Supply is doing a matching donation thing for a limited period of time. So on the various Bob and Tom social media sites, we have a little place you can click to make a quick donation. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. This is ABC Supply is probably our number one sponsor, second to none. And for the last couple of years, they've come to us saying that because they sponsor an Indy car, one of A.J. Foyt Racing's car, number 14 this year, they wanted to make it all about us and try and help us with some awareness and raise some money as well. And so this month, all during May, they're matching up to $1 million, any donations we get all through the month.
That is so amazing. Just a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this earlier. A.J. Foyt's racing team is really doing well. They've had some down years. And Mr. Foyt is now 88 years of age, but the team is just kicking ass. With Santino Ferrucci right there in the fourth position in the second row. And Benjamin Peterson is also driving one of those Chevrolets.
He's in row 4.
Row 4. So, again, you can make a donation, and they're going to match it at ABC Supply. What a great! I just can't get over what a great idea this is, and what a great program this is. So, A.J. Foyt's Racing, the number 14 car is the one driven by Santino Ferrucci. And once again, I know this sounds weird. We talked with Santino. He's a great guy, and Santino is from Connecticut. I know this is such an international event with drivers from Sweden and Denmark and Spain and Mexico and Brazil and on and on and on. Santino, USA. So be watching for a great race today from the A.J. Foyt Racing team. We now turn to Christy Lee. She's at the Bob and Tom News Desk. We have a couple of other actual news stories today.
A couple of updates on stories we did, I believe, a week or so ago. Sitting to urinate is so common among German men that they even have a word for it.
Really?
Yeah. According to a 13-country survey, 40% of men in Germany report they sat down every time to urinate.
Like pretty ladies?
Yes. Compared to 22% of Swedish men, 19% of French men, and 13% of Italian men. The German term for men who sit to pee is Sitzpinkler.
Now,
Sitzpinkler.
Yes. I want to. We had this story last week, and this is a new, expanded version of this story.
Yes.
Because it's so significant. I think, what was it for Americans? 6% of Americans sit down to pee?
American men.
American men.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you for the distinction.
Yes.
Thank you for the correction, Josh. You're quite right. I would like to know, conversely, what percentage of American women stand up to pee.
Yes.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say
unless they're
very
in the
few.
shower,
Less than
probably
6%.
none.
Yeah. Sorry.
You'd be surprised, pal.
So I have screwed up everything all morning today. I don't know what's wrong with
No,
me.
you're good.
I like this term, though. Sitzpinkler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone who stands to urinate in German is Stehpinkler.
What is that?
Stehpinkler.
How about that?
Doesn't Sitzpinkler sound like some guy on C-SPAN? Now we go to Chet Sitzpinkler with the majority leader. Or one of the commenters on one of the ultra left or ultra right wing TV networks. I have an opinion, and it's really ill-informed and stupid. I'm Steve Sitzpinkler.
Well, if Sitzpinkler had his way, we'd all be wearing the same clothes. You know what I mean?
Sitzpinkler, horse and buggy thinking.
Okay, now I was under the impression that the German men were the ones who led the nationalities with sitting to pee, but I'm wrong. The Japanese do.
Really?
Japanese men are more likely to sit to pee than any other nationality, with over half doing so. Their word for it is suwari-shon.
Suwari-shon.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an honorary name for someone. Good to see you, Suwari-san.
And you too.
Man who sit to pee. Suwari-san.
Men in the UK, Mexico, and Singapore were the least likely to be Sitzpinklers. 9% of British men, 6% of Mexican men, and 5% of Singaporean men sit down every time.
To tell you how interesting my life is, I read more into this. I read the whole article, I should say. And the numbers are going up in Germany. More, in other words, than 10 years ago. Now more men are sitting to pee. I have a theory.
Okay. Yeah.
To see if you can guess what I'm thinking.
Oh, boy.
I'm thinking cell phones.
Yeah, that's probably... Our own Willie Griswold said he will occasionally sit down to pee so he can look at his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaker, do you ever Sitzpinkle?
Sit to pee?
Yeah.
If I'm at home, I almost always sit to pee.
Really?
I take a break. Yeah, I got a lot going on.
What, from sitting in your chair to sitting on the stool?
My head's heavy. You know that.
Do you want me to tell her to shut up?
Can you tell her to pass that along?
That is a weighty crown.
That is I have a weighty page.
I will do it if I want to do Wordle. Or if I want to do...
Just to pee, though.
Because I like to do Wordle. I kind of time myself. And then also I'll do the New York Times mini crossword as well. And that one, I try to give myself 1 minute. But I've tried to do it while standing up and...
risky.
Yeah. You get the bifurcated stream. The next thing you know, you've peed all over your shoes. Or mostly the floor. So, sorry. I just think that's fascinating that varies country to country like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, it says in Germany, women were sort of demanding that their men pee sitting down.
Because they don't want to clean up after them.
Yeah. And these German men are obeying.
I have a really good friend whose last name is Spitznagel. That's kind of very...
Spitznagel.
You have to send them.
Wow.
I think Spitznagel means piss on your head.
Is it?
It does, yeah.
That's Spitznagen.
Oh.
My fault?
Wait a minute. Is your friend, is that her married name or her name?
No, that's her name. She's never been married. That's her name.
Wow.
You'd think she'd get married just to get a better name.
Hey, I'm just looking for a Jones or a Smith.
Sorry, Nora.
Wow.
Thanks
Spitznagel.
Yeah.
You've got to send her this article because
I will.
That is just so funny.
She listens. I'm sure she's aware of it.
Okay, good. Once again, the show today being broadcast worldwide on YouTube. And I hope you can see it. We have some special guests on the way. We have time for one more quick story out of Christy Lee at the news desk.
Oh, what do we want to... Oh, a Dutch company has come up with something kind of interesting.
Dutch Boy Paint?
Not Dutch Boy Paint.
Okay.
It's an environmentally sustainable coffin made out of mushrooms.
Really?
This is so creepy.
I've always wanted a coffin that goes well on pizza.
Yeah. Well, don't mushrooms grow in poop?
Oh, yeah, boy.
Loop Biotech is growing coffins by putting mushrooms together with hemp fiber in a special mold that turns into a coffin that looks similar to an unpainted Egyptian sarcophagus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. While traditional wooden coffins come from trees that can take decades to grow and years to break down in the soil, The mushroom versions grow in a week, are biodegradable, and they take only about a month and a half to go back to.
See, you guys know me. I'm all for this.
Me too.
There's a picture of this thing, Josh.
I'm all for Josh being in a contest as well. Is that
looks
what we're
like
talking about?
This looks like the recyclable. In fact, we'll look at this. Here's a recyclable breakfast container.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
They're this color. They're kind of a beige, and it does look like a sarcophagus.
Cool.
And so what? Obviously, this thing breaks down pretty quickly underground.
Yeah, a month and a half.
So then your body is just in there getting eaten by the worms.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I want to go. That's how I want to be.
For those preferring cremation, the company also offers an urn which can be buried with a sapling sticking out. So when the urn is broken down, the ashes give life to a tree.
That's even better. I love that.
Moss can be draped within the coffins for burial ceremonies. They cost more than $1,000 each. Price for an urn is $212. Very affordable.
So it's made of primarily of mushrooms. So you could have Josh, your, what do they call it? Epitaph? Could be. Sorry, this joke is so awful. Josh was a fun guy and still is.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, that just writes itself.
What do you want on your tombstone? Mushroom.
Luke Biotech has.
Josh,
tombstone is a pizza too. You know that.
Your
right?
tombstone is a pizza.
Well, tombstone is a pizza.
And that was their slogan. What would you like on
your tombstone?
Yeah, what you want on your
See,
tombstone?
he didn't get that because he doesn't.
I don't know.
Sure, they make a fine product. I prefer I prefer Basbos.
Oh, right.
I have pizzas shipped in.
If you're in Indy, I would try the beautiful Basbos pizza.
That's always on the list of like the best pizzas in the world.
It should be.
It's
I just was there.
Hang on a second. There's Basbo. There's Puccini's.
There's
I love Puccini's.
Plenty of wonderful pizza places. We can list them all if we.
Giacomo's is great.
And Vivio.
I think yes, we all have our favorites.
What did you say,
Christy?
What'd you say?
Arnie's.
Diavola.
Yeah,
Pizza
that's
King,
a good
I
one.
enjoy. Yeah.
I do like Diavola.
Jack's.
I like Diavola.
All right.
Now,
if we didn't name you, sorry.
How did we get from caskets made of mushrooms to pizza? Oh, I know.
Because we talked about tombstone, and he said mushrooms on my tombstone.
So they cost $1,000. If you're like a really rich guy and want a more fancy mushroom coffin, can you get them made out of truffles for $20,000? You ever see that? Do you go to a restaurant? Oh, by the way, we've got truffles for an extra $50.
That sounds like a Dylan album coming out any day. Mushrooms on my tombstone.
You ever truffles in the wild look like turds? I'm going to say it.
It's really something. Yeah,
it is something.
So who was the first guy to eat one of those?
I know,
and
right?
then go, hey, we could charge $1,000 an ounce.
Yeah. I've always wondered that.
That'll do a pig.
Wow. So that's interesting.
Oh, that's a good
if you want to be buried in a mushroom casket.
Luke Biotech has a capacity to, quote-unquote, grow 500 coffins or urns a month and are shipping across Europe.
Now, judging by this photograph, these things don't appear to have handles on them. So I don't know how they would carry the
Straps?
deceased.
You put a strap around them. You could put a strap.
What about the you got 6 pallbearers? You put the coffin on your shoulder, right?
No, they're kind of round. It would slide off, I think.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't want that. Wow.
Well, no, you don't want the body.
There's George face down
falling
in the
out.
aisle of the church.
I want all my pallbearers to make the noise the Stooges make when they're carrying something heavy. Will you guys do that for me? If I go first?
No.
Oh,
if I go first, no.
I can't be a pallbearer. There's no offense intended. My knees are a little rough right now. I don't.
Well, you got that bad shoulder, too.
Yeah.
Well.
Ace, do you want to be a pallbearer for Josh?
He'll outlive me.
I don't know. Christy, you're too short. You'd throw off the whole system.
I did it once.
You were a pallbearer?
Yes, from my girlfriend's grandmother.
Can we talk about anything? Let's be right back.
Okay.
You were a small bear.
I like Jeff Rothband's classic, Always a pallbearer. Kind of in the tradition of the bride. When we come back, we'll have more cool stuff from the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength, Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
Este episodio es presentado por Honda. Descubra la nueva Honda Passport Trail Sport todoterreno. La Passport más todoterreno que Honda haya imaginado jamás. Esta Passport cuenta con mayor altura al suelo, barras de techo en todas sus versiones y neumáticas especialmente diseñados para cualquier terreno. Además, disfruta todos tus viajes con el control de clima de 3 zonas, techo panorámico y opciones como asientos delanteros con calefacción y ventilación. Conoce más en honda.com/Passport.
Listening to the Indianapolis 500. If you're there, of course, watching it in person, it will be replayed this evening on the NBC television network. They do an amazing job.
Channel 13.
They do a terrific job with it, I must say. And now we do have some folks within the confines of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There they are. Look at those handsome faces. Oh, it's the guy with the shades on is our friend from Hollywood. It's Drew Powell.
Hey, Drew.
The handsome, clean-shaven face next to him is one of my sons. It's Willie Griswold. You look great, Willie. Now, Drew.
Thank you very much. And actually, you can refer to me as DJ Grizz Baby now. Is my new name.
He took over for Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't show up.
Have you ever done a DJ thing, Drew?
No, absolutely not. I was a DJ in a radio show in college. That's the extent. I did not do any mixing on the ones and twos. I just hit play on the it was a CD back then. Do you remember those?
Sure.
Oh yeah. No. Where did you attend? Where did you attend university, Mr. Powell?
The distinguished DePaul University, not DePaul in Chicago, DePaul in Greencastle, Indiana.
All right, and
they have a statue of me.
Let's give your high school a little bit of credit.
Yes. Oh, Lebanon High School. Go LHS Tigers. LT Go. I was a male cheerleader for 1 year. Dude, that's not a joke.
Is that right?
Drew, that's where the girls are.
We almost had to use that skill on Carb Day because Drew and I were.
You got to tell that story.
Drew and I were going to the Tower Terrace Suites, and our friend threw the tickets over the railing. He weighted it down with a keychain. Give him credit for that. But they landed on the refreshment roof, the refreshment stand. So Drew and I are looking at each other. We're like, well, I go, hey, I was a cheerleader. You could boost me up. He goes, yeah, I can do that.
I was ready to do it.
But we ended up pulling a golf cart that was chained. we broke the brake off.
We pushed it. We didn't have any keys.
Pushed it up, and Drew climbed up on the roof.
Of the golf cart?
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to get the free booze, y'all. Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We can't leave you guys
What I
alone.
love, though, is Christy jumped in. Actually ripped off her coat. She ran over. She jumped on the thing, and she was not quite tall enough to get it, so I was happy to help. Yeah.
I was like a little spider monkey. I was going to climb up there.
Drew Powell looks like he could play lineman for the Colts. You're a big, muscular fellow.
Yes.
So the football, your football
coach.
Keep that up
here. Don't go down here. Keep that up here.
Your football coach in high school. You're the guy that he probably hated. Yeah, he should be playing, but no, he's in the drama club.
Nope. Hey, it was even worse, Tom. I was in the drama club, and I also played tennis instead. Tennis.
Now you're a pickleball guy now, right?
I am. Yes, I got into pickleball, and I'm me and the 65-year-old ladies. We get out there and we whack it around. I do love to whack a good pickle, so that's always been a joy of mine, and it's great fun.
Now, Drew, people know you from a couple different shows and movies, et cetera, perhaps mostly from Gotham.
Yes. Yeah, I played a mostly almost naked zombie monster for a season, and a big hitter, mob boss, Butch Gilzine. It was a great job. I've been very lucky in my career, and the best part, though, is getting to do stuff like this. Getting to hang out with like my childhood idol, Tom Griswold, and hang out on the radio. That's what I was waiting for.
Doesn't Butch Gilzine sound like a great band name?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Actually, it should be like Drew Powell and the Butch Gilzine. That's what it should be.
We can make that happen next year.
But I'm excited. I would love that. I'm still angling to sing Back Home Again in Indiana. They got this imposter in here who's not even from Indiana. So I got an issue. I'm going to talk to Raj about that.
Raj!
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Security's coming. They're about to take me out. I'm sorry. Hey, it's been fun talking to you guys.
Now, you happen to be a very close friend of a couple drivers, but primarily the Frenchman, Simon Pagenaud. And
yes,
I was going to say, what was the name of his dog again?
Norman.
Norman. You got Norman Pagano, and he has apparently like 40 or 70,000 Instagram followers or something. A dog. And makes a solid living every year in endorsements. So I would love to be Simon's dog. But yeah, he was a fan of the show. He was a fan of Butch Gilzine. And we exchanged info on the Twitter machine, and next thing you know, we're fast friends. He's a great guy and a great driver, and I'm really hoping he can surprise everybody today.
And win it for the second time. Now,
Yes,
what's coming up?
Oh, and by the way, Tom, you know what if he wins, what the lucky charm is going to be, right?
What?
Your poop bag. Your poop bag.
That's right.
We were
they
talking.
exchanged poop bags.
And we got talking about dogs, and I just happened to reach in my pocket, and as usual, I had doggy poop bags.
Right, you don't mean colostomy bags. You mean
yeah.
Although that's not too far off.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the 200th running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the
But
100th.
then Simon, I mean, I was ready to make fun of you, Tom, for having freaking dog poop bags in your pocket, and then this like super exciting and cool French race car driver had the same thing.
He reaches in his
clearly
pocket,
you know
pulls
what's
out
cool.
a poop bag because his dog is right there at the speedway. So a little bit of a reality gets into the picture. And he is one of a handful of folks who have won this race before that will be running it again today, the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. And a number of guys that have won it before will be starting today. I believe 9 of the qualifiers have won it before. Now, Drew, what's coming up for you? And obviously you've got that writer's strike in Hollywood. And then is the actors group going to go on strike soon, too?
Well, yeah, our contract is up June 30th, so the directors are negotiating now. I think their contract's up the end of this month, or end of June. End of May, and then ours is the end of June. So I'm hoping they hear our song from the Carb Day episode, written by the beloved Dean, and they get their butts together and get this thing done.
Now, do you remember any of the song? We can maybe do a little a cappella.
Oh yeah. Let's see. No, I don't remember any of it. Because I need writers. That's the problem. You don't expect me to improv, do you? Although I did improv on Curb Your Enthusiasm, which you can see in October. A couple episodes, which Tom still hasn't watched. And everybody I know that knows you says, you should watch that show because it's you.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yep.
Yes.
I get enough of me.
Drew, did working with my dad on the Bob and Tom show through the years help you for working with Larry David, another bald, eccentric weirdo?
Yes, indeed. It was like I'd been there before. Absolutely. And then Tracy Ullman was just like working with Christy. It was like I was right back in the studio. Yeah.
All right.
It was great. Yeah.
Drew Powell and Willie G, our guests right now, and they are in the. What building are you in at the track right now?
The Media Center.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Okay. We can see some cool stuff.
Yeah, they're
going
on the back
Yeah,
side.
Incredible view. Like you got downtown Indianapolis over here. You got like some dude spewing into a freaking cooler over there. It's all happening. We saw a guy. We were Carb Day. My buddy Jared and I. It was the end of the day, and I videoed. It's on my Instagram, Real Drew Powell, of a guy who defied the laws of gravity to not fall down. He had his igloo cooler, and he was literally, it was incredible. And I thought it was in a stroke of genius by myself. I put the baby elephant walk to that, Henry Mancini. So, check that out. It's incredible, the laws of nature that are defied in the snake pit here at IMS.
I need you to back me up. We have posted quite a few interviews that we did in that building right there with a bunch of the drivers. They all went really well. We had a lot of fun with them. And you and I noticed the same thing after a while. You're wearing shades right now, but you do have blue eyes. There we go. That's a little too creepy. Back off. And then, am I correct in saying that almost all the drivers have blue eyes?
Almost all. Like
again with this. I'm going. Willie, I look to you. Do something.
Hey, I'm one of his 2 brown-eyed children. Honestly, it was half and half when I started.
Okay.
Then all the girls came out. It was a weird Game 7 for blue eyes and my family winning. And I got to tell you, I don't feel great about it, but I am just an honest, sad loser over here.
Yeah, I had money on that. I had even money that the brown eyes were going to win in your family.
I just thought it was so weird and interesting.
It is. And what was funny was, like when you started talking, because of course you obviously had thought about this, Tom, because you started talking about that early, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then as you mentioned it, though, people were like, oh, people were actually, I think you've started something. I think you need to do a dissertation on this theory.
Yeah, one driver after another.
But what surprises me is you're the most unobservant person I have ever met in my entire life.
That's absolutely.
Yet you notice strangers' eyes?
Well, it was because, again...
It's the window to the soul, Christy.
Mr. Powell, who, because he's from Hollywood, has shades on right now. He does have beautiful blue eyes. And our other interviewer, Sean Sowers, has beautiful blue eyes.
Yes.
And we were asking all these drivers who would play them in a movie, and I kept saying, wow, if Mr. Paul Newman were still with us, the great Paul Newman.
Blue eyes, beautiful.
Blue eyes.
Yes.
Blue eyes.
What actor did they pick for the most? By the way, every time we'd ask, Drew would lobby to say, can I play you in a movie?
It was really funny when I did that to Takuma Sato.
Yeah.
Who probably weighs half of your weight, wouldn't you say?
He weighs as much as my left leg, and that's the light leg.
Drew, there was a time where Hollywood would have loved for you to play.
This summer, Mickey Rooney as...
Oh, yes.
And Takuma was great. You have a nice interview with him. Is he the smallest of all the drivers?
I think so, because I love that some of the other small guys were like, "Oh yeah, but Takuma, they're all looking down at the little guy." But I was amazed that there were the tall guy, like Graham's tall, and Ryan Hunter-Reay was tall, and I was because listen, it's not good to be tall, and I've done one of those 2-seaters. Your head's popping out of there like a something I can't say on the radio, but it's like it's not good to be tall.
We were talking about. I was listening to a great interview with Paul Page, who used to handle the TV and the radio for the 500, and he was talking about the different sizes. How the guys back in the day were a lot bigger.
Oh yeah,
and today these guys are all very fit.
Sure.
Yeah.
But also, I would venture to say the following, and this is going to sound weird. I apologize. I think they're more handsome than back in the day. What do you think, Christy?
Well, I mean, we have a different...
obviously you've got Rick Mears, very handsome guy.
Oh, Danny Sullivan, very handsome guy. Would
you have gone on a date with Gordon Johncock?
Number 20, Gordon Johncock I was a very big fan of his when I was a kid growing up.
And by the way, apparently Johncock from...
Old Gordy.
Rumor has it. Well named.
Isn't that what they call people, too, who sign papers with their wiener?
Yeah.
Give me the old Johncock, will you?
Put your old Johncock on me.
But see, I know what you're thinking of, like the bigger guys like the Foyts and...
I'm just saying that these guys are all really
Mario
good.
Is good
these guys are really good-looking young
Ari's
guys,
good-looking.
but they're all super fit. It's a whole different world out there.
It is.
But we had a great time. What was the first 500 you came to, Drew?
I want to say like in the mid-'90s, because there's a picture of me getting sunburned in like one of those plaid sleeveless hoodies that we're in at the time with jean shorts. It was a great look. And we were, just absolutely sweltering in the sun and didn't know what was going on. So I didn't appreciate it really until the last, decade or so. Now I really get it. I get it because I get to be in the fancy place. By the way, where's my free cocktails? Somebody said there were free cocktails. I'm ready.
Now, when you're in Hollywood, do you hang out at a particular gym or coffee shop so you can be seen?
No. Should I? That never occurred to me.
Yeah, you'd get more bookings if you went to Air One and Equinox, Drew. So.
Willie came out to visit me. We went to my local, and there were some people there I knew. None of them were famous, but yeah, I'm going to start doing that, Tom. That's a great idea.
I feel really bad for the guy whose alarm system just went off. Oh, it did get shut off. Okay, well, that's good news.
One of the other things that came out of our interview, Tom, was the coffee shop that Alex Palou has, or had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I found that fascinating.
He and his, they had a coffee shop. And was it in Spain?
Yeah, in Spain.
Yeah.
But he still has coffee in his trailer. I went and knocked on the door the other day, and the security escorted me out. But I wanted some of that coffee. He said he's got the good stuff. He promised me a cup.
How do you say get out in Spanish?
Vámonos.
Vamos. Vamos a puto. Oh, hey.
Oh,
sorry. Can you leave that out? Can you leave that out for your Spanish cousin? Oh, everybody's shaking their head at me. I'm so sorry.
It's
Lo siento, lo siento, lo siento, lo siento.
It's okay, Drew. We have a 7-second delay. We'll be okay.
Very good. Okay, now,
Nice.
Drew Powell, you've worked with a lot of famous people in Hollywood and on Broadway, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
Who's the most famous person who you have in your phone right now? Their numbers, you could click away.
Boy, that's a good question. There's a few, but I think the one that you will not understand, but most people would, is Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, sure.
From
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Yeah, I said this earlier to Tom, and he's like, no idea who that is. No clue. But I'm like, ask your kids. They will know exactly who that is.
Yeah, I can't operate the televisions at my house anymore. They're too complicated, Drew. I've watched absolutely nothing.
I wish you had a cathode ray secretly in your closet that you went back to.
Is she dating a Bon Jovi?
She's engaged to a Bon Jovi.
Okay,
Yeah, John Bon Jovi's
There's more
son.
than one?
And
Well,
it's funny. Yeah, I met him, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Jake," and I'm like, "Gosh, you look familiar." And, we keep talking, and then he tells a story about how he had to pull out his ID, and it said Bon Jovi, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, you give him a bad name." Yes. But really sweetheart of a guy. Somebody might have gotten an invite to the wedding. I'm not going to say who,
Wow,
but you know him
John.
well. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
David Harbour.
Yeah, but my wife is pretty excited about the potential of seeing John Bon Jovi. That was her first concert, so
that's awesome.
I'm keeping her away from him at all costs. No, thank you.
Well,
That's
thank
a no,
you guys.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's Willie G. And Drew Powell, Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Funniest Griswold I know.
Yeah! All right, you guys, we'll see you later. I'm going to get Drew some free cocktails. Hopefully we come back with Millie Bobby Brown.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, yep. We have a ton of interviews posted on the Bob and Tom YouTube stuff with all that stuff. So we had a lot of fun talking to the blue-eyed drivers and a couple of others.
And the brown-eyed drivers.
Yeah, okay. We'll get to that coming up. We have a couple more special guests slated to talk to us. I want to once again thank ABC Supply, longtime sponsors of A.J. Foyt's racing teams, for their special matching funds donation to the outfit Homes for Our Troops. All the Bob and Tom social media platforms have a link if you want to donate and then have that doubled by ABC Supply. HFOTUSA.org. It's pretty easy to remember. HFOTUSA.org. We have some more stuff coming up about that. A very important thing as they help out some of these great veterans rebuild their lives by helping them with their houses and making them more accessible. It's a really cool program. I hope you can help out. Also, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the forthcoming 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Oh, my God.
He speaks the truth.
We're all legends. You got to be around long enough, okay? Just stay healthy.
Okay. So you think Josh is a legend already?
No.
Not at all.
He's got decades yet before he's a legend.
Is this your 7th anniversary coming up?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
You're a baby.
Yeah, for sure.
But you are, as I have very excited, our race day broadcast. I think this is the first time he's mumbling to himself in the break room during the race day broadcast, which we've all done it. Yeah. Actually, I've done it so much that this year I didn't do it, which I should have, but I didn't.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you mumble? Like, why am I here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
I'm going to kill him if he says one more thing. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, good. You're welcome.
Now,
we've had a chance to talk with a whole bunch of the drivers, and those interviews are all posted on our YouTube pages, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, I want to feature a couple things. Here's a little bit of our discussion with TK, Tony Kanaan, who is just a wonderful guy, always super nice.
Fan favorite.
And is this his last one? He's been saying this is it. So here he is.
This is it, right? This is the last time. I guess so. Yes.
No, you don't.
I mean, kidding.
Never say never.
Never say never. It is the last time, and I'm convinced it will be. I mean, obviously, last year was tough when I finished third, and I get a call from such a good team I couldn't pass, but this is the last time. The biggest thing for me is I'm going to enjoy, and then I think I wanted to enjoy with you guys, with my fans. All my 4 kids are here this time, and for them to witness what this place, the way this place treats me, it's more important than finishing second, winning, or whatever.
Tony could win it starting in row 3. So a lot of folks were rooting for TK. Originally from Brazil and now living here in the USA.
Good man.
Now, this
they
guy...
were cute in the parade yesterday.
This is interesting. Will Power, his brother, is a really good stand-up comedian like you, Josh.
Is that right?
How odd is that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is his last name Power?
Yeah, he's from Australia.
Is it Peter Power?
Peter Power.
Power.
Hey, no, Peter Power is something I'm working on as a special dietary supplement.
Okay.
What about Big Peter Power?
Yeah.
What about that?
God, one of my favorite things we ever did was called Big Peter. We can't play that anymore, right, Dean? God, that was so funny.
I think we explain it a little easier now, probably.
Just remember, Big Peter was supposed to be the, like Bigfoot.
Yes.
But it was Big Peter. And
Yeah.
I just
It was a Peterbilt truck.
I just remember the line from Jay Baker, watch Big Peter mount and enter a Volvo.
No, it was crush and enter a Volvo.
Sorry, I apologize to
And
Jay.
I think that's the
for getting it
sentence
wrong.
that got us into trouble.
Yeah, I think so.
About it,
Okay. A Volvo, very fine motor car company. This is Will Power from Australia.
Willpower. Oh,
and he'd never heard the song
I can't
Willpower
believe that.
until we played it for him. Here he's talking about it.
Our guest is a very fine driver. He is Will Power.
I wish my name was William now. I really do. Because it's very confusing for people, the whole willpower thing.
Now, where do you live most of the time?
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. Do you get back to Australia much?
Not very often. Maybe once a year. Maybe. Yeah.
Are you well known there?
Probably not that well known. I don't do much Australian stuff. I'm actually American citizen now. Probably
really?
Never lived back there.
Hold on.
I really like this country. I do. I believe it is the best country in the world for opportunity in anything, in sport, in business. Like you can seriously, if something works here, just because of the population.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, another blue-eyed
Yes.
guy.
Dominant species
By
right
far.
now.
We were noticing this is the one stat they don't have here at the Speedway. There are almost, I think, except for like 3 people we've interviewed today, they're all blue-eyed guys like you.
That's strange.
What's that about?
Now, the one thing, speaking of the way you look, we were asking you if, not to imply that it's not
bad.
great. I mean, you're very handsome, and you could play John F. Kennedy.
Oh,
Look at that. Oh, absolutely.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, you look a lot like him.
You got to really?
Yes, look at that.
That's a laugh.
Maybe
said that.
So the question is, what actor would play you if they were doing the Will Power story?
Yeah, I don't know anymore. A lot of people say you look like Tom Cruise.
I can see
when I was
that. Oh,
younger.
yeah. I can totally see that.
But, yeah.
Well, I have a great race, Will Power. Thanks for the time. I know how busy you are.
Good luck, brother.
Yeah,
Go get him, man. Go get him.
I don't see Tom Cruise as Will Power.
I see more Cruise than I do John F. Kennedy.
It's just like John F. Kennedy.
Just like him. Those of you who've been listening to us for a long time realize that Tom gets something into his head and he cannot be talked to about it.
They should get Tom Cruise to drive the pace car. He'd love it. I think the problem would be Mr. Cruise would probably step on the gas.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the first time, the pace car has lapped the field.
I bet he was out here for those Days of Thunder days. Wouldn't you think? That he's been out here at some point?
Yeah, I'm sure he's been here.
That's a bad movie, right?
It is.
You know,
a
I've never
bad
seen
movie.
it. Never seen it.
Yeah.
I assumed it was just Top Gun and a race car.
Pretty much.
It's got to be what the pitch was, in fact.
Josh, you may not be familiar with this either, but the first time Will Power was in our studios, I asked him about the song. He had no idea. Of course, I'm talking about this.
Lady, willpower, it's now or never. Give your love to me.
Gary Puckett.
Sounds like an ultimatum there.
In the Union Gap. Yeah, what a weird...
now or never.
Yeah, but I mean, is he talking about his willpower to not... It sounds like an uncomfortable conversation in the backseat of a car.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but...
is Mr. Puckett still with us? Or did he in the Union Gap?
I don't know.
Sad ending. I'm not sure. Okay.
I think it was eaten by a lion.
Okay, alrighty.
It's not an easy way to go.
No, you really struggle.
No, I think he's wasn't he with Ringo one year or something?
Will Power?
No, Gary Puckett. Keep up, Christy. Come on.
Well, I think Will Power's a drummer. Is he not a drummer?
Well,
am I thinking of someone else?
No, I think Will Power is a drummer,
Yeah,
or a
because
guitar player. Is he a guitar player?
I thought he played during the 100th running. We had
Ukulele.
a big event.
Okay, well, I know that Ringo is going on tour, and among the folks playing with Ringo this tour, it's going to be Stuve.
Yep, Stuve Lukather.
Stuve Lukather. I'll try Steve Lukather from Toto. Colin Hay, the great singer and writer. God, he's wonderful. You know him probably from Men at Work.
Of course.
And the great Edgar Winter with Ringo. That's a do not miss tour.
You remember Edgar Winter's big hit? Gary Puckett's still alive. He's 80.
And Will Power is a great drummer. There
you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was born in San Diego.
Okay, how about Peter Power?
Peter Power, I don't know anything about. Do we know Will
Peter
Power's
Powder's my
brother?
new product. Peter Powder.
Do we know
Peter
what-
Powder.
Well, Peter Power, you get Peter. Excuse me, this is tough. You get more Peter Power with Peter Powder. You see,
I see.
There is a picture of Gary Puckett and the Union Gap from 2012, and they're all wearing Union Civil War outfits.
Which side?
Union.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Union Gap. Evidently, that's where Union Gap comes from.
Damien Power is the comedian. Will's brother.
All for you, Damien.
All right. Now, we have a lot more to get to. We're not going anywhere. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are worldwide today on our YouTube channel and also doing a 24/7 feed. And grab the Bob and Tom app. It's free. And you can find all kinds of other stuff, and lots of other stuff, of course, like I said, on YouTube, including much longer interviews with a whole bunch of the drivers. And thanks to Chris Spangle from our staff and Noah and Eddie for doing such a great job with all that stuff. I think we're going to be joining the boys again in a few minutes somewhere in the infield, see how they're doing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
You'll be fine.
Oh, I know.
The 107th running of the Indianapolis 500 coming up, and a guy who could make history today is Elio Castroneves.
Fifth one. Oof.
It's possible.
Yeah, it is.
And Elio is always great, and he's been a kind of a friend of the show for a long time. So we had a chance to talk to him the other day, and here's what Elio had to say. We are joined by one of the greats, four-time winner Elio Castroneves. Elio, how are you, sir?
Oh, man. Say that again. The greatest?
One of the greats.
One of the greats. I love that. Woo!
I could have said the greatest, but...
No. I agree with you. No, there was
No.
On Monday, greatest on Monday? Greatest, I hope.
We'll get to this Monday?
That's right.
There we go.
Then we'll be that way. But, thanks, guys. It's great to be back with you again.
It's great to see you. One of the great personalities also of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, going for number 5.
How about that? Huh?
Coming up for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. When you have downtime in your car, when you're just sitting there,
sure,
are they talking to you, or do you say, "Hey, put on some music"? I mean, is it, if you're going to be sitting there for a long time when you're practicing or when you're qualifying?
No, you're discussing. You have intercom, right? So you're discussing what can happen, what are we going to do, what's the others are doing. You have an iPad that you can see graphics from speed, the throttle trace, and also even what's happening around. So it's a constant working. Even if you 20 minutes change waiting, you're still communicating with the team to make sure you set up the car.
And you always have communicated in English?
In English, yes. Yeah, if I speak Portuguese, they won't understand. Well, even my English is it's terrible, but they sometimes my engineers what? Say, never mind.
Now, did you ever curse them out in Portuguese?
I did, but it's only me. I never said push the radio and said, "Hey," but I did, yes.
Okay. Oh, we're not going to ask you to do it in Portuguese. My Portuguese is very limited. Sean is our race expert. What do you want?
Well, I won't take full credit for your win last year, but I did in this specific interview
pick you as the winner.
My
and so again, I won't take all the credit.
Other than me and Mike Shanks.
That's
so,
right.
that was good.
And you almost pulled a full Ricky Bobby on the front stretch, running down the front stretch, celebrating. Right? I was just like, don't take the fire suit off. Don't take the fire suit off. But that was the greatest celebration. And the best part was the TV. They went silent, and and everybody felt like they were
the vibe,
with you. But it was pure awesome.
Thank you. It was great. Again, I wasn't even planning to do anything like that. It was pure emotion. Again, also the fans were were drawing me to do something like that. It was, I guess that's how the climb defense starts. It wasn't something that I planned. It was something extremely pure emotion, and I think celebrations like that, when it comes from the heart and genuine, it becomes awesome.
Okay. Before I let you go, do you do any impressions?
I do not.
You don't do like Emerson Fittipaldi, or you don't have any.
No
other. You don't do like an AJ.
Sometimes
Foyt?
with Simon Paz, Juju, oui, mon amour, So that's
what we need.
That's what we did.
Elio does Pagano. Thank you very much. The great Elio Castroneves, ladies and gentlemen. Today, of course, the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. I was nervous talking to Elio.
Why?
I don't know.
He's one of the nicest guys out there.
I know.
Did you hear though? He doesn't care for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That would be history making, certainly.
Oh, well, you know it.
Number 5. Yeah.
Now, I wanted to talk again about the AJ Foyt racing team, and once again, they're doing great with Santino Ferrucci in the number 4 position. He's in row 2.
Yeah, inside of row 2, and in
Benjamin
the middle
Peterson
of
is in row
4.
4. Very good. We had a chance to talk to Santino, and this is a really special little segment here. I want to introduce it by saying thanks to ABC Supply, who, of course, are longtime sponsors of AJ Foyt Racing, and they're doing a matching funds thing for a limited time here in the month of May, and up to $1 million. And what are they doing? Well, they're helping out an organization called Homes for Our Troops, and what that's all about is adapting homes for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. And this is just a great, great thing that they're doing. And you can be part of it, by the way. And the way to do that, if you go to any of the Bob and Tom social media pages, we have a direct link. Or you can, if you can remember this, hfotusa.org. And once again, or you can just Google Homes for Our Troops. And also, it's linked on ABC Supply's website. If you can, that's easy to remember. Just go to ABC Supply and make a donation for something. And we had a chance to talk with one of the veterans that they have helped out. And first of all, a super nice guy and very funny, severely injured. But they helped him fix up his house, and he has limited ability with his legs. And they were able to turn a three-story house, I guess, into make it accessible for him. We'll talk a real quick interview with Santino and Adam Kiselewski. A guy driving that car right now has just joined us. It's Santino Ferrucci. Hey, Santino, how are you?
I'm doing good, and not from Italy.
Yeah. It's just so funny. It just sounds like he's right off the boat. Here he is with his school.
Maybe 4 generations ago.
Yeah, well, that's fine. And you've got a cap on right now, so we can't see that glorious head of hair that you have.
You wouldn't want to seen it this morning.
Oh, yeah? No, I would. I wish I had hair. I'm wearing a cap for a reason. And your cap says, Home for Our Troops. And Adam is here, and you're a recipient.
I am.
On the receiving end of this. Can you give me the version of what happened with this Home for You? What'd they do?
Yeah, well, I guess to start, I guess it's helpful to note that I'm a double amputee. I got blown up in Iraq in 2005, breaching a door. Almost lost my left leg. And our first home outside, the hospital was built on 3 floors. So, nice enough home, nothing special, but we were really struggling, for a long time. And it wasn't until I had my son, trying to crawl up and down a flight of stairs with a newborn,
Sure.
in my arm. It got a little dicey. My wife said, "No, this isn't going to work."
Don't drop the kid.
Yeah, don't drop the kid. And, back in January 2006 when we bought that house, the housing market was real high. So we like to say we spent an arm and a leg on that home.
There we go.
Which is a big problem for a guy like me.
And now you're out.
Yeah, and then, the housing market collapsed. We weren't too sure what we were going to do. We were obviously in a really tough situation, but Homes for Our Troops, made these specially adapted homes. Figured it was a long shot. Really wasn't too sure, what to expect. But it's just been a life-changing program, across the board. A lot of the things that we expected, are going to make a big difference. Having, a handicap-accessible home, being able to use a wheelchair, definitely impactful, but also not having a mortgage payment to worry about.
Amazing.
Promoted, a lot of different positive outcomes for me and my family.
It's tremendous. And AJ's team is supporting that thanks to ABC Supply.
All right. Isn't that great? And a very nice guy. We talked off the air, and once again, a guy that got sort of blown up in Iraq, and now this organization has helped him with his mobility, getting around by just augmenting his house a little bit. It's a cool program. One of the really good things about this particular Homes for Our Troops thing is this is one of those charities where when you give them the money, that's where it goes. They don't have a lot of expenses. This isn't one of those things where you get that phone call from some organization and you find out later on that none of the money goes to the charity. This has got a great rating from organizations that rate this sort of thing. So your money will be going directly to guys like Adam. So give a little extra rooting time today to the guys from AJ Foyt Racing. And that would also be history-making to return AJ Foyt to the winner's circle.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
And once again, Santino Ferrucci is in the 14, and he'll be starting in the 4th position from row 2. Now, on a significantly lighter note, we have something that may help you in your day-to-day life, trying to be up to speed and be at your most fit.
Race fans, you're hot and thirsty. If you don't get some relief quick, just like those cars, your body's going to overheat. That's why you need the cool, refreshing blast of Body Fuel. It's like an overhaul for your body in a 12-ounce can. Just one drink and you'll be refueled and ready for anything your busy lifestyle demands. Excuse me, sir. You look hot and thirsty.
Boy, I sure am. I got my 2 kids with me, and I forgot the cooler in the car. God, it's got to be 100 degrees out here. I could sure go for a cold drink of water.
Water? You don't want water. You want something that'll replenish all the fluids you've lost. You need the overhaul for your body in a 12-ounce can. You need Body Fuel.
Body Fuel? I never heard of it.
That's because it's new. Here, try this.
Great, yeah. In this heat, I'll try anything.
Here.
All right. Jesus! This tastes like motor oil.
Well, there is some motor oil in there. And some transmission fluid, gasoline, and even a little engine coolant.
Engine coolant? Hey, I can't see.
Well, of course you can't see. That's the power of Body Fuel on your system, making it just like brand new. What do you think of Body Fuel?
Are you trying to kill me? Hey, what's that fizzing noise?
That's a little battery acid. It'll keep your body running smooth and efficient. How do you like the sporty racing look of the package?
I can't see it. I can't see anything.
Well, it's very sporty. Don't worry. Preliminary testing shows that the blindness is only a temporary side effect. Anyway, how about that refreshing, cool, clear taste?
Come here. I'm going to sue you bastards. Come here. Where are you? I can't see anything.
Body Fuel. When you're so thirsty you could die, try one of Body Fuel's 3 delicious flavors: original lemon lime, iced tea, or diesel. 4 economical 55-gallon drums.
I can't feel my tongue. I can't feel. Hey, my gums are bleeding. My gums are bleeding.
Body Fuel from the people who brought you Thirspiration Plus. It's the health drink for those on the run. Go out and pick up some Body Fuel today at a supermarket or auto parts store near you.
Come here, son of a bitch.
It's my understanding the Body Fuel people are going to be coming up with a wine cooler type thing. What do they call those now? What's the latest one? You've got
a seltzer.
A seltzer. Mm-hmm. That's the word I'm
hard
looking
seltzer.
for. A hard seltzer from Body Fuel.
What movie is this, Tom?
Rookie, we need more seltzer.
Oh boy, that's a challenging question.
I'll give you another hint. Meatloaf Mendelow.
Oh, really? Is that from My Favorite Year?
Rookie.
Yeah. Remember Filipino band?
Oh, yeah.
Rookie Karaoke.
Ricky Karaoke. All right.
Yeah.
That goes back 40-plus years. A great movie if you haven't seen it, by the way. My Favorite Year. Now, we have some more delights coming from the interior of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in just a few minutes, and a request for the Indy song from Haywood Banks.
I have something totally unrelated, but it's just for Josh.
Oh, yeah?
Just so you know, you're being so kind. You're sitting here. You didn't grow up with the race, but I know one of your favorite things is fishing.
Yes.
Well, our friend Toby Keith has announced that he's the owner of the fishing tackle brand Lucky Strike.
Well, really?
Yep. He bought it and says in a statement that since he lives on a lake where a lot of fishing tournaments happen, he became friends with their general manager who told him the brand was for sale. So he plans to not only sell, of course, fishing tackle, but add new tools and apparel and build up the brand.
How about that?
What's the name of the brand?
Luck, capital E, Strike.
As in the
like in the hit of, like when you hit a lure, the fish.
Yeah, the fish strikes it.
Strikes it.
Lucky Strike.
Yeah, and I believe who's the other guy that's of his level in the world of country music? Just purchased Camel Straits. The other non-filter
George Strait?
George Strait, thank you very much.
I see.
George is on tour right now, as a matter of fact.
Yes, he is.
When we come back, wait a minute, hang
What?
on. We do have. I think we have Michael Young right now, the track dude.
I told you to tell him we're not here.
Okay, we're trying to hook up here. I think he's on our track line link over there. Is that correct? Michael Young, can you hear me, Michael?
Good morning, race fan.
There we go. Now, Michael, you're going to be part of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network. You will be in turn 2. Am I getting this right?
Yes, and they actually built a new perch. NBC had actually taken where I normally call the race, and where we called it from last year was a little tough. So Doug Bowles and everyone at IndyCar put a perch for me on top of the Turn 2 suites on the north end. So literally hanging over the front of the Turn 2 suites, calling the action from there.
Whoa. Plus, you can sneak down and get a beer easily.
Well, Christy, that was what my initial thought. But if we do have any incident or a red flag and I get a little slurry towards the end of the race, you know that's what happened.
How many years have you done the turn? This seems like it's the first that I'm aware of it, but I'm out of touch.
No, since 2019. Thanks for listening.
Okay, all right. So it's been relatively recent, 4 years.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
yeah, okay.
yes.
Now, do you have to be careful not to hydrate too much because you're stuck up there?
Yes, and I've stopped drinking any fluids as of right now. Jake Query, who calls Turn 3, takes what's a 48-ounce basically travel mug with him, and he doesn't use it for drinking out of. So I'm yet to do anything of that nature, so I just try to hold it for 3 hours. But really, once the action starts, it's hard to think about anything but keeping your eye on what's going on in Turn 2.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, you do a great job every year, and I will
Thank you.
Be listening. And once again, Michael Young is also known as the track dude. He will be in Turn 2 calling the race. What unusual things or different things should we be looking for during the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500?
Tire degradation, I think, will be the story of the day. We had several drivers come in with blistered tires during carburation day practice. I talked to Alexander Rossi. I said, "Do you have a car that can win?" He goes, "Oh, yes." I said, "Have you figured out your blister issue?" He goes, "Yes." Can you do an entire stint on those tires? Yes, was his answer. So some trepidation. I know Takuma Sato is pretty good with his tires, but it may be an issue today, and I think that could potentially be our storyline as this race unfolds.
Well, that's interesting. Who do you like? I know that it's hard for you to make picks, but it's my understanding, talking to the drivers, that there are about 25 that could win this.
They all think they can. It's hard not to pick Alex Palou just with him being on the pole, being so close with his battle with Elio Castroneves a couple of years ago. He's been there the entire time. Dixon was extremely fast on carburation day, but the Arrow McLaren guys have been so impressive. It's just this issue with the tires that it makes me a tad hesitant to pick one of them. So I think I'm going to go with a potential 3-time winner and pick Takuma Sato to win today's Indianapolis 500.
That's who
will start-
Mr. Lee's
Yeah.
picking too.
Yeah.
He's dark
Yeah.
horse. Yep.
Yeah, he'll start in the middle of row 3. That's the winningest row with Rossi being there and on the inside and Kanaan on the outside. I think that's the row to watch for a winner to come out of.
And the last, 5 years, the winners have all come from the first 3 rows. Is that?
I think it's going to be hard. This new aero package that they have, there's more aero on the floor of the cars, and it allows them to get a little closer to the driver in front of them. But I talked to Ed Carpenter the other night, and he said if you're 6th or 7th back in that line, it's going to be extremely hard to pass. So you really need to be forward thinking in how you drive this race. And if you're one of the first 5 cars, a better opportunity than if you're stuck back in the pack.
And for those that haven't been around Indianapolis for a while, you probably noticed that you can't get anywhere because of all the construction. I understand that they're going to be taking turn 4 and turning it into 1 lane.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
And then they're going
doesn't make
to
any sense.
then if you're from Carmel, Indiana, they're putting a roundabout in the pit area. Hey, have they adjusted the speed limit in the pit area, which kind of took out Dixon last year?
No, but everything's the same. It was just a mistake that Scott had made, and clearly he should have won the race last year. But that's what makes this race so very special, is you have to be picture perfect, or as darn near picture perfect as you can if you're going to come away victorious. I think this, I've not been, Tom, honestly, you get excited about this race every year. It's the Indianapolis 500 for Pete's sake, but I've been genuinely excited starting Monday of this week, just in anticipation for this race. I really think Alexander Rossi mentioned it a little bit earlier on the public address system. He thinks this is going to be the best race in 10 years, and I would agree. This is going to be a very magical race this year.
Okay, thanks. Michael Young, track dude, turn 2. He is part of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network. He'll do a great job.
Have a great race, Michael.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Michael. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. I know you're busy.
You bet.
All right. We're going to come right back with more cool stuff. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
He's going to grill today.
Oh, well, I'm either grilling burgers today and bratwurst or filet mignon. That one will be today, one will be tomorrow.
Nice.
Now, Josh, impress everyone with your literary background. If you have more than one filet, what do you call it?
I say filets mignon. But
I think that's right.
I don't know that it is.
Yeah, but it's like
attorneys general.
Attorneys general, which
sure.
I just hate that.
I love it. That's the way to do it.
Why do you hate it?
Sisters-in-law.
Because it's funnier being wrong. Haven't you listened to the show long enough to know that?
There is comedy to being incorrect.
You don't like RBI either, do you? How many RBI?
No, it's RBIs.
RBIs.
Yeah, those are the baseball dicks.
Or RSBI. Really is how you would.
Well, I like my steak rare, or medium rare. Now, we have a special guest lined up. I think we're going to talk to him shortly. Once again, as we prepare for the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. And I hope you're on your way in. If you're in your car, you'll get there. Take your time. It's all good. They're doing a great job trying to get everybody in there and get them out. It's
I'm going to be curious to find out how it went getting people in, because I've heard for a week that it's going to be incredibly easy to get people in today because of the new technology they're using. So.
Yeah, as they walk into
right.
yes, it's just with the
automobiles. They don't even have to.
We're just talking about the automobiles getting there
with the construction.
They don't have to.
On Carb Day Chick, I went in through that new system because I was with a friend, and he was just a general. He didn't have.
Your friend is a general. Cool.
Wow.
He didn't have. Yes.
Is he an attorney's general?
He didn't have the passes that I.
I believe we are going to be joined by one of the most handsome politicians in America. If they made another movie about JFK, I believe this gentleman would be in the lead role. He is our distinguished mayor. I think perhaps it's possible that we will be talking to him shortly.
It sounds like somebody's
I think he's there now.
Oh, he's there?
Say hello.
I'm here, Tom.
Oh, hey,
I'm
there
here.
we go.
Tom, keep going. I mean, JFK, handsome mayor. I mean, I love it. And I'll get in line for the filets mignon.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'll have one cooking up for you.
Joe Hogsett is our very handsome mayor. Mayor Hogsett, thanks so much for taking the time. Do you have any official duties at the track today?
Well, the morning is usually pretty busy because I'm doing, radio and TV interviews, trying to get people through the safety procedures to get into the race. And then once the green flag drops, I usually become a race fan and just watch the cars.
Are you wearing a tie today?
No.
Okay,
good, because the governor wasn't, and if he made you wear one, that would just be ridiculous.
No. I've got a nice pair of jeans on, and I'm fully relaxed and ready for race day.
Let's say you and the governor get to a door at the same time. Who goes
there
first?
You go.
Who goes first? Who goes first?
I always defer to the governor for a wide variety of different reasons. Not the least of which is I'm not going to let him kick me with those cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking to the governor about his nickname in high school. With the name Hogsett, I'm getting a little concerned. Did you have a nickname?
Tom, you can only imagine.
Yeah.
Well, no. Remember,
I don't think I need to put it together for you.
Are you aware of Governor Holcomb's nickname was Ho? H-O, Ho.
Yeah,
that was
Ho.
his nickname in high school. Ho.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you could technically
call him Ho today. See if those cowboy boots come into play.
I think that's exactly what I will do. I'm going to go see the governor in just a minute, and I'll call him Ho.
You would be Mayor Ho.
Mayor Ho.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's a hog because it's hog.
I've said this before.
Christy, I would be remiss if I did not congratulate you on your nuptials.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you.
And obviously, I would not be doing my job if I did not share with the entire crew my adoring wife who loves the Bob and Tom show.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
She sends her best.
Oh, hi,
very
Stephanie.
nice.
We miss
and
you.
I'm proud to be her favorite member.
Yeah, I'm sure she's listening.
I saw her in the parade yesterday. She looked lovely.
Yeah, she always has fun at the parade, and we do it together, and she gets more applause than I do, obviously.
Now, have you met anybody in the celebrity realm? In your job as the mayor, do they parade them by you, or are you just another? Bring
me more celebrities. More celebrities.
Are you just another fanboy?
As mayor, I do have some official duties, but I'm really, grew up in Indiana and have been a race fan all my life, and it's something special for anybody. And the eyes of the world are on Indianapolis today, and it's a day that we all, as Hoosiers, ought to be proud because only cities like Indianapolis can pull off events like this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, a number of the drivers that were born in foreign countries happen to live here now, and many of them live in Carmel. And this is why I'm going to ask you to start a program to turn every intersection in Marion County into a roundabout. Sure, it's going to be a little bit
bumpy at first.
A little bit of construction, but we can't possibly have any more than we have now.
Well, Tom, it's interesting that you mentioned that more race drivers are locating here. The truth is, cata-cornered from where Steph and I live, Alexander Rossi is my neighbor.
Oh, that's cool.
At 82nd and Washington Boulevard.
There you
Now,
go.
frankly, his house is a little different than our house in terms of its accoutrement.
Yeah, but that neighborhood's still kind of nice. Can we get find out how much he makes a year?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you he makes more than the mayor of the city of Indianapolis.
Scott Dixon doesn't live far from you either.
Well,
yeah.
Joe, you're not going to acknowledge the fact that I'm your new neighbor?
Yes, you are indeed my new neighbor.
How far
Well, that means
away?
you're a neighbor of Alexander Rossi's then.
That's right.
None of these guys ever come to my house.
I think
Tom,
the word's out on you, pal.
They don't come to mine either. So, But the neighborhood is improving. You, me, Alexander Rossi. I mean, it can't get much better than that. All we need is to move the hoe into the neighborhood.
Yeah. Come on down. We'll have a
There
hoe
aren't
down.
many in that area.
Last time I saw it, they gave him a pretty nice place. Mr. Mayor Joe Hogsett, the honorable mayor of the city of Indianapolis. It's always a great pleasure, Joe. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Have a great race.
Enjoy your day.
Same to all of you. Love the show. Long-time listener, first-time call.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
You didn't tell us you lived by the mayor.
Well, when one lives by the mayor, one doesn't speak.
Maybe that's why they have the cops.
Does the mayor
You know what?
walk
That's
his dog at 3 in the
exactly
morning?
The mayor does not walk his dog like I do at 3 in the morning.
I bet you that's exactly why you have cops there.
You're going to inadvertently get tackled by the mayor's
The mayor's security.
walking your dog.
Tackling
one morning.
a guy with 2 big white dogs at 3 in the morning. Yes.
Maybe they'll have a code word for you. Here comes a goober. Here it comes. Goober's on the move.
Did we ever come up with code words if we were?
What do you mean?
If we were in the presidential entourage? Because
like Eagle or Patriot or Flamingo or whatever it was.
Does the Secret Service still have those code words?
I'm sure they do.
They must, yeah.
Yeah.
The old man's on the move.
Who would that
The
be?
old man said the spring chicken Ace Cosby.
Have we mentioned this is Days' last show?
I'm going to hold you to that.
Has that come up? No, I like the old man. That'd be cool. The old man.
The Eagle.
That's a project for next week.
That's a nickname for Mississippi River. The old man.
Oh, sure.
Big Muddy.
Would you care to go into the
Miss?
go into the
Flash
song?
show.
The old man.
Little Old Man River from Chick McGee. No thanks. Since we just talked to the mayor,
Yes.
I think it's time to play this. This is a special request from Mr. Haywood Banks. I believe this appeared on our very first tribute to the Indianapolis 500. We were talking about it earlier today. The great Robin Miller, one of the finest sports writers, had come to us and said, hey, can you help out this race car driver named Jan Opperman who's been injured? And we've been doing a bunch of silly and dumb songs on the radio about the Indy 500. And so we threw together that compilation, and it was cassette only, if that dates it. And it was so amazing. We had this huge crowd show up. What was the name of that bar?
After the Gold Rush.
After the Gold
that's
Rush.
right, yeah.
And Tom Sneva drove me there on the famous Q Hog. I couldn't believe it. The winner of the Indy 500 in 1983, Tom Sneva, was kind enough to drive us over there. And thanks to everybody who bought that thing. By the way, it raised a lot of money over the years, the various things for the late Jan Opperman. But that was Robin Miller who had asked us to do that. And rest in peace, the great Robin Miller, one of the finest writers, especially about the world of racing. And here he is. This is Haywood Banks.
Should I start?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, good. If you are traveling from Terre Haute to Muncie, ask any farm boy just what you want to see. He'll point down the road to the shimmering lights of Indianapolis. What's the second verse? Ask any soldier at Fort Benny Harrison, from New York to Saigon, there's no comparison. He's gonna tell you if you want it done right, try Indianapolis. Meridian Street, you are a-calling me. Hey, hey, you, hey, you, hey, hey, hey. The meaning of life, that's a good question. What's that aroma? Tom has indigestion. But I'm gonna tell you, if you want it done right, that's Indianapolis. Meridian Street, you are calling me. Hey, 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 hey. The Indy 500. What is it? Hey, shut up. The Indy 500. I like to... I'm sorry. Okay. Indy 500. I love to see the car skidding into the pedestrian. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Okay. Anyway, Meridian Street. You are calling me. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Oh, Romeo and Juliet, Samson and Delilah. They've never been here, but That's beside the point. They're gonna tell you if you want it done right, try Indianapolis, Indianapolis. Yes. Thank you.
The genius.
Haywood Banks, ladies and gentlemen.
Of Haywood Banks. Who's that guy talking? Thank you very much, Haywood. Always a great pleasure. Once again, from the original cassette. I'm sure there are a few folks out there that have that. The cassette at the race with a bunch of stuff, including several things we can no longer play on the radio, I'm proud to say. Including one thing that we absolutely can't play on the radio. But it sure was funny. Thanks, everybody who bought that baby. Now, we are going to come back with more interesting stuff. And perhaps...
Are you going to pick a winner?
Wow, it's hard. It's really tough to pick a winner.
Rossi, that's who I'm going with.
That's a good pick.
My neighbor?
My buddy.
Your buddy? Yeah, your neighbor?
my video pal. And, well, that sounds weird, doesn't it? My video pal. You
yeah,
know,
it does sound weird.
I've made videos together, not...
Oh, really? That sounds even weirder.
Well, but they weren't...
that's kinky.
It wasn't sort of an autofocus thing. It was more of
And he lives near me. You could have come over and said hi. No one ever comes over to my house.
But anyway, I think he's...
When did you invite us over to your house?
Well, that's because no one's invited.
There you go.
All right.
The house isn't done yet. I can't.
Yeah, but you had people over yesterday. You
I
said
know
you
you
had...
did.
I think I'm going to join Mike Mark and Alex Palou, I think, is going to be my pick because of the way he reacted to Tom when he was interviewed by him on Carb Day.
What happened?
You know these.
There, you want me to play Palou and you can play Tom?
Okay. Now, Alex, do you know the Spanish national anthem?
Yes.
And what about the American national anthem?
Yeah.
That's why I'm picking Alex. I feel bad for him.
You don't get this anywhere else.
He was exposed to full nutsy.
And he's from Spain, and I want to say the last 6 winners have been foreign-born.
Well, I think the odds, if you go through the list of 33, I think American-born drivers are going to be in the minority.
Possibly, yeah.
What do you guys think about
it? You got your Ed Carpenter, your Connor Daly,
Graham Rahal.
Yeah.
Scott. Scott's a Kiwi.
Ryan Hunter Ray. Yeah, technically, Christy, you're right. The odds are.
It almost physically makes you ill when Christy says something correct.
Santino, he's from Connecticut.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I got to root for Santino Ferrucci because he's driving for the AJ Foy team, number 14.
Every year you should make it this year the first that the driver that you got embarrassed by the most would be the driver you pick.
Oh, gee, that's a tough call.
And Santino, I think.
No, I think Santino's your pick.
Because you thought he was from where? Bologna, Italy or something?
No. I knew he was from Connecticut. I deliberately.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I talked to him 3 days before.
I don't believe you.
We talked to him last year.
You know, just because you talked to him 3 days before doesn't mean you remembered it.
What'd you say?
Exactly. You can understand. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have much.
I'm picking Pato Award. That's who I'm going with.
A congressman from Texas?
Yes, that man.
That's Beto O'Rourke.
He's actually from Mexico, but if you want.
Yeah. So it's a tough call. There's so many great teams, and as Michael Young said, this may be one of the greatest races of all time.
It will be great, but Rossi's going to find his way to the front.
You think
He's always sly, man. He always makes those.
You're right.
He'll make moves no one else will.
He's a great driver, no doubt about it.
We're going to come back. Continue this debate. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Good morning. I'm reporting from the Media Center looking south onto a pagoda. There is a sea of gridlock here at the track. Folks are walking around. Christy, who's that celebrity here, the actor Driver?
You mean Adam Driver?
Yeah, that's right. Minnie Driver is right here, right now on the red carpet. It is just electric here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Ah, yes.
That's exciting. The red carpet. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry?
We can actually see the red carpet.
It is beautiful here. I just watched Jessica Alsman try to interact with Star Wars hero Kylo Ren. She couldn't make it happen and immediately frowned. It was adorable.
Aww.
She's such a big Star Wars fan.
She sure is.
And Adam Driver, former member of the United States Marine Corps, and fine actor, is going to be the what is it? The honorary flag.
He's the honorary starter.
Starter. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, Willie, you guys did a great job out there today.
Do you want to make a pick?
Oh, thank you.
You want to make a pick on who's going to? You want to make a pick on who's going to win the race?
Yeah, I like Sato. I like Connor Daly. I've got, you guys know me. I'm betting on half the action right now. I got half the race. I got half the field as my draft pick. But yeah, man, it is a party down here. Come hang out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Willie. Willie G.
Have fun, buddy.
Yeah, that would, I don't know, it's a tough bet. Connor Daly, God, that'd be great. From Noblesville, Indiana.
Yeah, it would be great.
That would be cool. Yeah.
And then, like I said, a bunch of the guys do live in Carmel.
Exciting stuff.
And well, they're going to be having an advantage because Carmel, Indiana. Did you know this is a true fact?
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Ace, back me up on this, Ace.
Carmel, Indiana.
Carmel, Indiana has more roundabouts than any other city in the world.
Yes.
So think about the practice these guys get.
Plenty.
They get up, they go out to get coffee, they practice in the roundabout.
Sometimes they forget where they are and they just keep going around.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they keep turning left. They don't know anything.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
They don't know.
They don't know anything. They just keep going
This
left.
is what I do.
By the way, when it comes to odd questions about this year's race, we talked about this a little bit earlier. In row 11, there's Jack Harvey, who's
That's the last row.
He's a Jack Harvey's such a funny guy.
Why go, Harvey?
Graham Rahal is back there.
Yes, driving for Stephen Wilson, who got injured, of course.
Yeah.
And there is a guy whose real name is Sting Ray Robb. Middle name Ray. His name is Sting Ray Robb. Probably the second most well-known person named Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'm guessing. But how cool is that? That's his real name. Sometimes your name is your destiny.
Sting's real name, though, is Cassius Clay.
Well, if that were the case, he'd be a marine biologist.
Sting's real name, Lou Alcindor.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes, thank you.
Stingray Robb would be a marine biologist.
What?
Stingray.
No, but Stingray's a great...
We're not on the air right now, all right?
No.
Okay.
And by the way, a Stingray Robb is driving a Honda.
Yeah.
Not a Chevrolet Corvette. But the Corvette is out there, of
Sure
course.
is, pacing this.
Again,
107th
it's
running.
hard for me not to root for Santino Ferrucci or his teammate Benjamin
From Milan,
Peterson.
yes.
Santino driving that car 14 for AJ Foyt Racing. Thanks again to... he's not from Milan.
What about you, Chick? You haven't picked anybody.
He did.
I like Alex Palou. I like him.
Oh, okay.
Write me down on Palou. I do it.
Down.
Okay.
I like that because the way he endured Tom.
He can endure anything.
If he can do that, he can win 500.
Because he's such a nice guy. Again, thanks to ABC Supply, longtime sponsors of AJ Foyt Racing. They're doing this really cool matching funds thing for a great organization called Homes for Our Troops, which is augmenting homes and helping adapt those homes for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. So just a tremendous program. And AJ Foyt Racing, I should say, has been working with ABC Supply for a long time. And this is a great coupling of two great organizations. If you want to make a donation, the Bob and Tom Show social media platforms do have a link. Or if you can remember this, HFOT. I like to think Hotfoot, except it's totally inappropriate.
Yeah, stop
Sorry.
thinking like
So
that.
it's HFOTUSA.org. I wonder if next year, they can get Hotfoot next year.
Oh, my Lord.
What's it going to take to get you off this? Because somebody's going to make an official stop him and
just try to help.
Well, don't.
Don't help.
Don't help.
I'm trying my best.
You've helped enough.
Okay, well, we have another special request here.
Oh.
In honor of all the great folks who are working out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And thanks especially to those yellow shirts. They have a thankless job.
Yeah.
And it can be tough. And
I'd like a special thank you to everyone working at the Bloody Mary bars. Those guys next to I love you. Those are the best 3 words. Okay.
Give this a quick listen.
Okay.
You cheered his bravery in Mall Cop, but now he's really up against it. Sid Gurney stars in his most challenging role to date. Sid Gurney, 500 infield security.
Boy, Sergeant McAllister, 26 years as a 500 infield security officer. I'll bet you've seen it all.
Sid, you a drinker?
I have the occasional Mai Tai, of course, but we're on duty, Sergeant McAllister.
You little pencil neck.
Ouch, let go of me.
just like a vice, ain't it? Sid Gurney puts you behind the badge of a 500 infield security cop. But first, he has to learn the ropes from the veteran, Bart McAllister. Sid, the key to being a good infield cop is to stay calm and stay alert. And don't take no sass.
Hey, look, it's a couple of rent-a-cops. Show them your things, Tricia.
Oh, my, you shot her!
Hey, you shot my old lady.
Yeah, and you're next, hippie boy. You better pray that igloo cooler measures under 42 inches. Crack specifications. Huff 'em, Gurney.
Well, I thought when I took this job, I was just going to pick up trash or direct people from VIP lot or recharge golf carts. And now look, she's dead.
Sid Gurney, infield security. Okay, Sid, go earn your stripes.
Oh, well, excuse me, sir, but throwing a frisbee like that could endanger your fellow spectators.
I hope you're carrying Vaseline for that gun, mister.
Well, why would that be, sir?
It'll make it easier when I cram it up your butt.
I'm Sid Gurney, infield security, and it says right here in my official Indianapolis Motor Speedway rule book that it...
Oh, a rule book, eh?
Well, yeah, it's the official rule book.
I hope it slides easier than your gun.
Stop, that's uncomfortable.
That's Sid Gurney, 500 infield security, tonight.
Hey there.
With all due respect to all the hardworking folks out there, a little bit of Sid Gurney.
My neighbor's doing that this year. He retired and is volunteering out there at the in the yellow shirt, if you will. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think the only thing left, I really think, is.
Who's that sexy Ace Cosby, here he is.
Oh, you really want to end on a yellow, huh?
Go right into the wall.
You know, what do parents feed their baby?
Hang on. What do parents feed their baby?
What do parents feed their babies when they want them to grow up to be race car drivers?
Oh, what do
Formula
parents feed
One.
their
Formula One.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Hey, I got him.
That's what I'm laughing at. You're right.
You realize this is not an F1 race. We're clear on that?
I want racing jokes.
Yeah, the kind of clarity that this show presents when it comes to the Indy 500. Got some great music to keep you having a great time while you watch the race. And it's coming up starting in just a couple of minutes. Thanks again to everybody for all their hard work. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Expert entrepreneur Ed Milet is on a mission to max out your life.
I exist here weekly so that you can make your dreams come true, become the man or woman you're capable of, and then pay it forward.
It's time to get laser focused on peak performance.
Clarity equals focus, and focus equals success. That's what I'm here to do every week with you. Max out.
The Ed Milet Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.